pay on the way. Now, correspondent Rachel Scott notes the bill does not include the Democrats' demands of renewed health care tax credits.
Senate Republicans have promised a future vote on health care, but it's highly unlikely that would pass. Many Americans now confronting the reality of those rising healthcare costs.
Now, lawmakers on both sides of the aisle have pushed for some sort of continuation of the credits under the Affordable Care Act, but that would be decided at a later date. It is currently 43 degrees in Midtown Atlanta. WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards says be sunny, much warmer today. The high getting over 60 degrees, get back into the 70s later this week. Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast is coming up. Investigators remain on the scene this morning in DeKalb County following a major fire at a warehouse. It broke out in an art studio off Moreland Avenue. DeKalb Fire Captain Jason Daniels says it's a very active situation.
Our crews are still out at that scene working to put out the flames.
He says no one was inside the building when the fire started. No one was injured. Flames were shooting through the roof when they arrived. Now, we're also watching the investigation into a fatal house fire in Paulding County this morning. Firefighters say there was already heavy smoke and flames coming from the home on Flagler Way in Dallas when they arrived. They found an elderly man confined to a wheelchair inside the home. He was later pronounced dead. A woman inside the home was transported to the hospital. Is being treated for smoke inhalation. The state fire marshal is now helping with that investigation. Special meeting today in Gwinnett County looks to move the district closer to getting a new superintendent. The board hosts a Phase 1 special meeting in which it'll give the results of surveys and focus groups today made up of community members and staff on what they'd like to see in the next super. The board hopes to have actual candidates by the end of the year after fired then Superintendent Dr. Calvin Watts back in the spring, saying it just needed new leadership. As we start to do our holiday shopping, seems scammers are gearing up for the season as well.
The number one cybercrime right now is text-based crime. Security expert Eric O'Neill says the one thing they all have in common,
every single one of these scams is going to have is urgency.
He says scam artists are now armed with more information than ever about you, and this is prime scam season.
Cyber criminals are rubbing their hands together because right now is their best time of year to attack consumers, the holiday season.
He says think before you click, and if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
Meanwhile, as we start to spend that holiday money, Visa and MasterCard agree to loosen their Honor All Cards policies to help end a 20-year legal battle.
That means retailers could stop accepting certain types of credit cards, such as Visa Infinite or MasterCard World Elite cards. Economists say it could save merchants more than $200 billion in transaction fees.
But Bloomberg's Monica Ricks notes a judge must still sign off on the plan, which is opposed by several trade groups representing merchants. And NASA and Blue Origins will try again this afternoon in Florida to launch a pair of spacecraft to Mars.
The Escapade spacecraft are on top of a powerful Blue Origin New Glenn rocket. It's a 322-foot-tall launch vehicle making just its second flight. Sunday's launch was scrubbed due to bad weather.
Correspondent Peter King says the Escapade spacecraft will orbit around Mars to study its weather patterns. It would be NASA's first Mars launch in more than 5 years. It'll take about 11 months, though, to get to the red planet. It's 9:03. Mark Aram Show begins in less than 2 minutes. But first, live team coverage of traffic and weather. We start at the WSB 24-hour traffic center. Smile on Mark McKay.
Active travel advisory. West Freeway heads up out of Douglasville, Lithia Springs. Big delays on I-20 eastbound begin at Riverside Parkway. Exit 46 live on the Jam Cam. Only a right lane getting by. A crash on I-20 east at I-285. That's exit 51. Highway 78 is the way to go. Travel advisory between Buckhead and Brookhaven and Buckhead and Midtown along Peachtree due to road work being done, shutting down Collier Road between Northside Drive and Peachtree, putting extra pressure on that ride past Piedmont Hospital. Any concerns on 285, Ashley Frasca?
No lanes blocked here in Cobb County, but slow in spots headed 285 north and east between South Atlanta Road and New Northside Powers Ferry. Crash reported or stalled vehicle on that long ramp 285 westbound, the exit to Buford Highway in Doraville. Triple team traffic, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. Sunny skies and trending warmer today. High 63, lows tonight in the mid-40s. Tomorrow, sunshine, warming still. High 67. We're back in the 70s by Friday afternoon.
39 degrees in Roswell, 45 in Riverdale, 44 degrees in Midtown Atlanta at 9:05. More news at 9:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Judd Hickenbotham, 95.5 WSB.
Welcome, friends. We have a monster of a show for you today. That is not hyperbole. What a great lineup we have for you. Obviously, we're going to get team coverage on the end of the government shutdown. We're going to go to D.C. in just a second, get the latest there. When the government will officially reopen, when all you poor federal workers who have gone without pay, when you're actually going to see that money hit your direct deposit. A big story, obviously, we're going to do our coverage throughout the day. It sounds like that the government will be reopened. Congress will pass it this evening, and then President Trump will sign it in. So hopefully by this time tomorrow morning, Deborah, the government is back open. So exciting news there. Really exciting, too. Former Governor Sonny Perdue is going to join us live in studio, 10:50 a.m. Very excited to talk to the chancellor, then former governor, just into the inducted to the Agricultural Hall of Fame. Fantastic stuff there. Political analyst Stephen Lawson. We're going to talk to our actress, Margaret Colin. Colin.
I think it's Colin.
Colin.
Yeah.
You'd reckon she's in Gossip Girl,
Yeah,
3 Men and a Baby.
You see her picture, you know who she is.
Yeah, very excited to talk to her. But just got some breaking news right before we came on the air. I got push alerts on my phone from like 9 media outlets, Deborah. The headline is House Democrats this morning released emails in which Jeffrey Epstein wrote that President Trump, quote, had spent hours at my house with one of Mr. Epstein's victims, among other messages that suggested the convicted sex offender believed Mr. Trump knew more about his abuse than he has acknowledged. Right off the bat, let me just say, President Trump has not been accused of any wrongdoing. He's, been firm that he's severed ties with Epstein as soon as he found out about his nefarious behavior. So I'm just saying that President Trump has not been accused of, implicated in anything like this. But these are a bunch of emails that apparently Epstein sent to Ghislaine Maxwell and Michael Wolff, I believe, is the author of the biography. This just breaking. They're starting to go through the emails now. Caitlin Collins moments ago on CNN with this breaking news.
Yeah, John, these are emails that show Jeffrey Epstein mentioning Donald Trump by name multiple times in private correspondence that he had with people, including Ghislaine Maxwell, obviously his longtime associate and accomplice, and also the author, Michael Wolff, in a time span of about the last 15 years or so in these emails. Now, these are coming out from the House Oversight Committee. They had issued a bipartisan subpoena to Jeffrey Epstein's estate, John, as you know, earlier this year. And so they've gotten their hands on a trove of documents. And these are emails that included Jeffrey Epstein on them. They were sent either to him or from him that mentioned Donald Trump before he was in office and also while he was in office during his first term. And I want to walk you through these emails of what exactly we are reading in Jeffrey Epstein's own words in these emails that have been released by the House Oversight Committee. And in one of them, Jeffrey Epstein says, and I should note, Trump did not send or receive any of these messages. He's not a party to these emails, John, but these are emails from Jeffrey Epstein to Ghislaine Maxwell. This is one from April 2nd, 2011. And in this email, Jeffrey Epstein writes to Ghislaine Maxwell and says, quote, I want you to realize that the dog that hasn't barked is Trump. There's a name that's redacted, which the House Oversight Committee has said is a victim of Jeffrey Epstein's. Obviously, we have not been able to independently confirm that because her name is redacted from this email. But they say redacted spent hours at my house with him. He has never once been mentioned, police chief, etc. I'm 75% there.
All right, so that's Caitlin Collins moments ago on the. Again, they're still going through the emails, but I think Caitlin made a couple of important points there. These emails from Epstein, none were to President Trump. And there's no emails from President Trump to Jeffrey Epstein, which isn't a surprise, right? The president doesn't use email, doesn't like using email. But, I don't know what impact, if any, this will have on the further release of more Epstein files. Again, once the government reopens and Speaker Mike Johnson swears in that new Arizona Congresswoman, she will be the 218th vote to release all the Epstein files. But this just breaking, these emails coming from the Epstein estate. The biggest loser in all this, Deborah, and again, we don't know what's going in. And I'm reiterating, President Trump has not been accused of any wrongdoing up to this point or in these emails. He's just referenced like 15 times in these emails that Epstein sent to Maxwell and the author Wolff. The biggest loser in this is Yahoo. because apparently that was Jeffrey Epstein had a Yahoo email account. The executives at Gmail are like, oh, thank the Lord. Thank the Lord. I wonder if they're going to run commercials. Gmail's like, hey, you still got a Yahoo account? Okay, Epstein. But crazy development there. We'll monitor again. This just happening right before we came on the air. Epstein mentioned President Trump multiple times in private emails. Is it anything? We don't know. Hinting about there's a lot of redaction still, but the new staff, I'm sure, is going to sort through the emails and get to the bottom of it. If we do have any developments on it, we will bring it to you here live. All right, let's get back to the more important story of the day, the possibility of the end of the government shutdown, the record-breaking shutdown. Covering the story and joining us from ABC News, our pal, Stephen Portnoy. Stephen, is finally the gold at the end of the rainbow? When can we expect the government to reopen?
I think it's highly likely. We'll see tonight. Could be after 7 o'clock that the House votes on this measure that passed the Senate earlier this week that funds government agencies through January 30th and funds for the whole rest of the fiscal year programs such as SNAP, and the paychecks of congressional staffers who are taken care of in this package, along with the Department of Veterans Affairs and the entire Department of Agriculture. So there are certain areas of the federal government that would be funded beyond January 30th, but the rest of the agencies would only be funded through January 30th, which raises the prospect of another government shutdown about 80 days from now. We'll have to see.
Yeah, we'll deal with that then. This evening, is that because Congress has been gone out of town for so long that they're still waiting for members to come back in D.C. to vote for this?
Well, two things. One is Speaker Johnson promised 36 hours for members once something passed the Senate, and yesterday was Veterans Day, a federal holiday, so the decision was made to allow this to happen on Wednesday night. So that's what's going to happen tonight. The key question, of course, is how many Democrats in the House will cross the aisle, as they did in the Senate, 8 of them in the Senate, to see this pass the House and wind up on the president's desk. One of the X factors is how many Republicans are going to withhold their support for this measure. We don't know, but there are people who eye Georgia Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene as a possible no vote. I mean, she's been spending the last several weeks speaking out harshly against Mike Johnson's leadership of the House Republican Conference and even against the way President Trump has handled some things. And the president himself responded to all that this week, saying that Marjorie Taylor Greene has lost her way.
Yeah, well, being the Georgia Congresswoman, we certainly know what's been going on with Marjorie Taylor Greene the last couple of weeks. Is there a chance that Hakeem Jeffries and Democrats on the House floor, do some sort of effort to postpone the vote, to filibuster kind of, or are they resigned to the fact that this is going to happen?
Well, Democrats often are able to put on the House floor procedural votes that either delay or may offer an alternative to the measure. We'll have to see what happens tonight. But I don't anticipate that, despite their no votes, the Democrats will do much to drag this out. I think everyone really is interested in seeing an end to the shutdown as soon as possible.
Stephen Portnoy from ABC joining us here on the Mark Arum Show. And then, no hesitation, President Trump will sign this bill into law?
That's right. And of course, then the question is, will he live by his word and implement the provision that Congress is foisting upon him that requires him to undo thousands of layoffs conducted over the course of the shutdown? My colleague Karen Travers was in the Oval Office on Monday and asked him whether he would, and he signaled he would.
Yeah, that was the one, I think, big concession that the Senate Democrats got from Republicans were, the reversal of those firings. Relatedly, now that Congress is back in session, Stephen, are we going to see that Congresswoman-elect from Arizona finally get sworn in? And if so, will she be that 218th vote to get those Epstein files made public?
Yes. And yes, we expect that Congresswoman-elect Adelita Grijalva will be sworn in just before the House begins its work this evening. So she will, as soon as she is sworn in, I assume, sign that discharge petition, and that will ripen in a few weeks. And ultimately, perhaps next month, we'd see a vote on the House floor on that measure that would then go to the Senate. The question is whether it would be even brought up for a vote there. And then if it were to pass the Senate, would President Trump sign it into law or not?
Interesting. Going to be a long day for Stephen Portnoy in D.C. Stephen, as always, appreciate your time.
Hey, you bet.
So that vote is going to happen this evening, and then it's just the rapidity on how quickly they get the bill to President Trump's desk. But all indications, we are going to see the government reopen this time tomorrow. Coming up a little bit later, we're still seeing some backwash. Is that the right word?
Backlash?
No, I think backwash, because even when the government reopens, we're still going to see air travel delays and cancellations. We'll check in with Rory O'Neill on that. But I want to update that congresswoman in Arizona who is going to be sworn in, Adelita Graciavla. I totally butchered that name. Will finally be sworn into Congress now that it is back in session. More from Stacey Lynn.
Elected in a special election on September 23rd, but the House hasn't been in session for 7 weeks. She wrote on X,
"This can never happen again to another member-elect that is waiting in the wings because someone doesn't want to do their job or because they're playing politics."
House Speaker Mike Johnson has repeatedly extended their break and ignored demands from Democrats to swear in Grijalva, who will be the decisive signature on a petition to force a vote on releasing the Epstein files. She'll be administered the oath of office before the House votes on the government funding bill. Stacey Lynn, CBS News, Washington.
And again, it's a story in two ways. That you've been sitting on the sidelines, and the criticism is her district in Arizona hasn't had a representative in Congress because the speaker hasn't sworn her in. But to be fair, Congress hasn't been in session, so she has not missed any votes. But now she will be there. And again, as I mentioned with Stephen Portnoy, she is going to be that 218th vote on the Epstein files.
Congresswoman-elect Grijalva from Arizona replaces her father. She's been, along with several Democrats and some Republicans, calling for House Speaker Mike Johnson during the government shutdown to swear her in. But he opted to avoid that until the Senate acted on this. Now that she joins the ranks, she now is the threshold vote to get a discharge position led by Thomas Massie, the Republican from Kentucky, to force the release of the so-called Epstein files.
So we got the Epstein emails released by the House Democrats today, and then if they do have that vote, will we see the entire Epstein files released? So a couple of Epstein-related stories to monitor here throughout the day on 95.5 WSB. All right, still to come, we're going to go back to D.C., get the latest on the opening of the government, and really excited, former Georgia Governor Sonny Perdue is going to join us live in studio at 10:50 a.m. right here on The Mark Arum Show. At 9:17, let's check the morning drive around town. I'm seeing a lot of red on the Triple Team Traffic Alerts app, Mike Shields.
And Mark, and deja vu on the West Freeway. Here we go again. Same place, same location, same time like yesterday. A crash leaves only the right lane open, and at times all lanes blocked. I-20 eastbound right at I-285, exit 51. Bumper to bumper, almost back to Thornton Road, exit 44. So if you're heading out the door out of Douglasville and Lithia Springs, you can use Highway 78, Veterans Memorial Highway as a way around that. Looking for new issues in DeKalb County, 20 westbound right at I-285. At least a lane blocked right at the ramps at 285, and that's really having a negative impact on I-20 westbound starting back at Panola Road. Covington Highway is a good alternate. This report is brought to you by True Natural Gas. Bigfoot probably isn't true. He certainly isn't local. To see something both local and true, visit TrueNaturalGas.com. They're a local company with honest pricing and truly low rates. I'm Mike Shields, 95.5 WSB.
Don't be late because you crowdsourced your commute with a navigation app.
This might become a travel advisory. Yeah, they're in 2 left lanes.
Depend on us. See some delays if they shut that ramp down.
To make sure you get where you need to be on time.
Jam starting at Langford Parkway, getting past Spring Street.
Local and dependable traffic 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
We had a lot going on this morning through Henry County.
WSB Triple Team Traffic.
95.5 WSB. How Atlanta gets there.
Is your main drain clogged? We'll get it unclogged from my pals at Reliable. Hey, it's Mark Arum with you. Check this out. An amazing deal. $89 main drain cleaning promo. Clear out your main drain with my friends at Reliable. Same-day service available. No hidden fees or extra charges for after hours or weekends. Don't be stressed by your main drain. Get it unclogged from Reliable. Book an appointment now online at reliableair.com or call or text 770-594-9969.
O'Reilly. Stop by the new O'Reilly Auto Parts in Buford off Gravel Springs Road across from Ivy Creek Baptist Church now through November 25th for the grand opening sale. Save $1 on select Armor All interior wipes and receive 2 times O Rewards points. Plus get 2 times points on Valvoline FlexFill gear oil. 2 times points means you can reach your next $5 reward twice as fast. Right now at your new O'Reilly Auto Parts.
It's the Medicare Advantage annual enrollment period, and Humana knows not everyone has the same needs when picking a Medicare Advantage plan.
Now that I'm retired, I want to enjoy the life I've worked hard to build. So I want a plan that covers me when I'm traveling the country.
Humana has a plan for that.
As a veteran, I want a plan that fills in the gaps my VA coverage doesn't provide, like dental care.
Humana has a plan for that.
I feel good about my health. I just want care and coverage with predictable costs. No surprises.
Humana has a plan for that. With a Humana Medicare Advantage plan, you get coverage and benefits that focus on what matters most to you. Learn more at gethumana.com. Humana, a more human way to healthcare. Humana is a Medicare Advantage HMO and PPO organization with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in any Humana plan depends on contract renewal.
Welcome your guests into a healthy home this Thanksgiving by calling the cleaning pros at Zero Res Carpet and Air Duct Cleaning. Mention WSB and you'll get $75 off your next air duct cleaning. Use promo code AIR75 when scheduling online at ZeroResAtlanta.com.
We are here with CFP Matthew Decker of the Vincent Financial Group and host of Retire ATL. And Matt, you have created a 20-question guide that asks the pointed and sometimes uncomfortable questions about where you stand in retirement. And you have to ask yourself, who is your guide?
That's right. Who is your guide? We sometimes think of retirement as like a mountain that you need to climb. And if you're going to ascend the mountain, it's important that you have a guide that has been there before, who has helped other people accomplish the same task. And we've seen that this is so important. There's so much value in the financial planning world. But if you don't know what's accessible, if you don't know what questions to ask, if you don't know what kind of value you should be receiving for the fees that you're paying, oftentimes you don't get it. So we created this guide to ask those questions and really point you in the direction of the type of service, the type of value that you should be receiving for the fees that you're paying if you're engaging a professional money manager or financial planner.
All right, so Matt, how can we get our hands on this 20-question guide?
We want to make it as simple as possible. So you can call us at 770-280-1488. All you have to do is tell the representative that you're looking for our 20-question guide. You can also go to our homepage, retireatlradio.com. You can send us a note there. Just let us know you're looking for the guide. We don't need your email address. You don't have to create an account. It's not protected by some kind of paywall. This is something we want to provide to you for free so that you can know, am I getting value for the fees that I'm paying? It's complimentary. Created by us here at the Vincent Financial Group. Again, 770-280-1488. Ask for the guide, or you can go to retireatlradio.com.
770-280-1488 or online at retireatlradio.com. And join us for Retire ATL every Sunday right here on WSB.
Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor. Neither the firm nor its agents or representatives may give tax or legal advice. Individuals should consult with a qualified professional for guidance before making any purchasing decisions.
Considering a new roof? FGA Roofing offers a free roof assessment. Mention Tim Andrews and your free quote will be discounted $750. And that's good for 1 year. Ask about their 0% financing plans. Visit FGAroofing.com for a quote today.
I'm going to put this in one of my top 10 songs of all time, Heart of Gold. Neil Young turns 80 today. If you haven't seen it, one of the most underrated 80s movies of all time is called Iceman. And this song featured in that. Happy birthday, Neil Young. Welcome back to the Mark Arum Show. Coming up in the 10 o'clock hour, former Georgia Governor Sonny Perdue live in studio. In the meantime, continue our coverage of the reopening of the government. Correspondent Rory O'Neill joins us. Rory, I think it was United Airlines used to have the tagline, fly the friendly skies back in the day. When the government reopens, will the skies be immediately friendly?
Oh, that could be a while. Now, the airlines and the head of the Department of Transportation are saying this is not something where you just flip a switch and go back to normal, because the other issue is we're in a very abnormal time of year, right? We're going right into the Thanksgiving travel holiday. 2 weeks from today is D-Day at the airports for the Thanksgiving travel rush. So, yes, things will start to get back to normal, but at a very unnatural time of year for air travel. So look for the government shutdown to officially end tonight, and then they'll start the process of making sure that the air traffic control system system is safe. They want to see some evidence that the people are back on the job, that the skies are being managed in a safer way. Then they'll start permitting the airlines to put more planes in the sky.
So when the government reopens, will we see that mandate from Transportation Secretary Duffy on the limiting number of flights in and out of the major airports? Is that going to go away automatically, or is it going to be a slow ramp up back to what we used to be able to have capacity-wise?
Well, Secretary Duffy said at a press conference in Chicago yesterday, they want to see evidence that things are safe up there. Because in the past 42 days, what they've seen is the communications between air traffic control and the pilots have gotten a little lax. Maybe a little too casual, and that sometimes planes are being allowed to get too close to each other, either on the tarmac or in the skies even. Nothing dangerous, but they want to see some evidence first that with the air traffic controllers returning to the job, hopefully the stress levels coming down a bit, that operations and peak safety will be maintained. Then they'll allow more flights to resume.
Yeah, hopefully things will get better before that big Thanksgiving holiday. Correspondent Rory O'Neill joining us on the Mark Arum Show. Rory, we've got so many folks that listen to the show that work down at Atlanta's Hartsfield-Jackson Airport that are federal workers, either air traffic controllers or TSA. It's been 2 paychecks that the air traffic controllers missed. Do we know as soon as that government reopens that we'll automatically see that back pay hit the direct deposit of the air traffic controllers and the TSA, or is that still something that needs to be worked out?
Well, Secretary Duffy said at that press conference yesterday about 70% of all that back pay is going to come through within 24 to 36 hours. So you're going to see a big part of it fast, and then the rest should come within a week after. He sounded a little uncertain about all the exact details. I think they're still being worked out. But, a big bulk of that back pay is going to come pretty quickly for these workers, again, who've been getting strung along now for over 40 days while Congress figures out what's going on.
Well, that's phenomenal news. I mean, it's not 100%, but you can get 70% inside of a day. That's going to, a lot of folks listening just breathed a deep sigh of relief. Rory, great stuff as always, my friend. Enjoy the Northern Lights today.
All right. Thanks, Mark. Talk to you soon.
There you go, Rory O'Neill. That is fantastic news. So 24 to 36 hours from now, all that back pay, or 70% of that back pay, is going to hit your direct deposit, which is, I know, a huge relief. Just checking the delays at Hartsfield-Jackson, 30 delays and 77 cancellations. So better ride through the skies today out of the world's busiest airport than we've seen the last couple of days. But as Roy mentioned, it looks like it's not going to get back to normal until after the Thanksgiving holiday. Am I going to fly to New York tomorrow evening? I'll let you know after news, weather, and traffic. We'll update the government reopening after the record-breaking shutdown, and the House Democrats released a trove of Epstein emails over 15 years to Ghislaine Maxwell and others. We'll continue to monitor that breaking story. Social media up and active at Mark Arum, at WSB Radio.
It's the Love Your Home Minute from TE Certified. Hi, it's Chris Chandler with Josh, the local owner of TE Certified Electrical, Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. You know, that's him you see jumping out of the back of their trucks. Josh, what should I be doing to love my home right now?
Seasonal HVAC maintenance.
About that time.
Absolutely. Our HVAC systems work hard for us all year round, and every once in a while we need to show them a little love too. So we need to come out, change your filters, clean the drain line, check all the electrical and gas connections, check the refrigerant, and make sure the settings are in tip-top shape for this season. This is going to make you more comfortable in your home. This is going to help you save energy, and of course it's going to keep you from having any of those bad breakdowns that happen at the worst time.
So it keeps you comfy for sure. What are some of the other benefits of the seasonal maintenance?
Well, absolutely, it's going to save money because an efficient system is going to use less energy as it runs.
All right, excellent, Josh. I am so glad I had TE maintain my system. It certainly helped me love my home.
TE certified, we love your home.
Hey guys, are you striking out in the bedroom? Because pills like Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra just don't work anymore. Here's how Choice Men's Health is solving PE and ED issues. Meet Dr. Katz, the expert in men's health.
Hi, I'm Dr. Katz, Chief Medical Director at Choice Men's Health. Choice Men's Health offers safe, custom-blended medications designed to fit your needs. There is no pain or surgery. It doesn't matter how old you are or if you have diabetes, high blood pressure, or prostate issues. Not a problem. It's safe and affordable for everyone. You'll see results in 15 minutes guaranteed, or you don't pay anything. Solve the problem of ED and PE now.
For a limited time, your initial consultation and first treatment are free. Call now, 404-400-1170. That's 404-400-1170 to claim your initial consultation and first treatment for free. Call Choice Men's Health now, 404-400-1170.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
It's 9:30. I'm Judd Hickenbotham. News this half hour brought to you by Dr. Roof. Our top story, government shutdown could be over before the end of the day today as the U.S. House returns to Capitol Hill to vote on a Senate-passed temporary budget bill.
Lawmakers have been out of town for 54 days, still collecting a paycheck during the shutdown. Some hitting the road driving back to avoid any flight cancellations. If all members get back in time, Republicans can only afford to lose 2 votes. The president confident they'll get it over the finish line.
Correspondent Rachel Scott says the bill does not include health care tax provisions the Democrats have demanded, although Republicans insist they will be ready to negotiate. A signed bill would mean furloughed federal workers would return to the job with back pay, and food aid would once again be paid through the SNAP program. It's a program with more than 1 million Georgians a part of. It is 45 degrees now in Midtown Atlanta. WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards says we'll see sunny skies today. It'll be much warmer. The high getting over 60 degrees. Warm-up continues through the work week. Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast is coming up. A deadly crash now under investigation in Chattahoochee Hills. Police say 2 vehicles hit each other head-on South Fulton Parkway at Rico Road. One car caught fire. That driver was able to escape with non-life-threatening injuries. The other driver, though, did not survive. Georgia State Patrol is now investigating. Following a pair of fires overnight around metro Atlanta, including a fatal house fire in Paulding County. Fire Captain Steve Mapes says heavy smoke and flames were already coming from the home when crews arrived on Flagler Way with reports of possible entrapment.
The gentleman, we believe in his 70s, was confined to a wheelchair. They located him, extricated him from the house, but unfortunately, he was pronounced dead on the scene.
He says a woman inside the home was transported for treatment for smoke inhalation. State fire marshals helping to investigate what caused the fire. Meanwhile, in DeKalb County, a fire breaks out at an art studio. It happened along Moreland Avenue. No one was inside the big warehouse, and the fire broke out. No one was hurt. Firefighters spent much of the morning knocking down flames. The Gwinnett County School Board holds a specially called meeting today to discuss the first phase of the search for a new superintendent.
This part of the search included community engagement through a survey, focus groups, and public gatherings to get thousands of perspectives from students, staff, and families. The leadership profile will give a summary of the qualities, skills, and experiences identified as most important for the next superintendent. Board Chair Dr. Adrian Simmons says the feedback provides a strong foundation for finding a leader who shares our values. The board hopes to identify candidates by the end of the year. The contract of Dr. Calvin Watts was terminated earlier this year. Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
And residents in Cobb County weigh in today in a public hearing with the county commission on a pair of controversial code amendments, including one that would crack down on homeless encampments by putting new limitations on where people can sleep and build fires. Another would set up a $4.75 monthly stormwater fee for unincorporated Cobb, along with Mableton. The commission expected to have final votes on both of those measures later on this month. It's 9:33 as we check your money. Big start on Wall Street. All major indices are well up this morning, led by the Dow right now. It's up over 200 points as the bell rings. Now live team coverage of traffic and weather. We start in the WSB 24-hour traffic center. Mike Shields.
Judd, right now all lanes being held with a crash that has had the right lane open. I-20 eastbound right at I-285, exit 51 on the West Freeway. Bumper back to Thornton Road, exit 44. That's the last chance to bell off and go north to Highway 78 or to go south and take that to Kent Creek Parkway to get to I-285. And a lot of people are doing that. Thornton Road southbound, south of I-20 filling up. But right now, all lanes blocked. I-20 eastbound at I-285 to clear this crash. Also a lane blocked into DeKalb County. I-20 westbound at I-285. Bumper to bumper 4 miles back at Panola Road. Use Covington Highway as an alternate. And inside the perimeter, all lanes being held to clear a crash through the shoulder right now. I-20 westbound just before Glenwood Avenue. I'm Mike Shields, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. Sunny skies and trending warmer today. High 63, lows tonight in the mid-40s. Tomorrow, sunshine, warming still, high 67. We're back in the 70s by Friday afternoon.
It is currently 45 degrees right now in Roswell. It is 44 degrees in Riverdale and 46 degrees in Midtown Atlanta at 9:34. With more news at 9:30, breaking news when it happens. I'm Judd Hickenbotham, 95.5 WSB.
A handful of Democratic senators compromise with Republicans. A measure passes to open the government.
This bill would fund the government through January 30th and reverse layoffs of federal workers.
Now it's up to the House and the president.
They've got to scramble all of those members back.
What comes next?
We are expecting a vote in the House as early as Wednesday.
What does it mean to you?
The deal does not include an extension of Affordable Care Act tax credits.
Listen often throughout the day for the very latest. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's breaking news station.
You don't bring in the Gerald R. Ford Carrier Battle Group, the largest aircraft carrier on the planet, has just arrived in the area to augment 9 or 10 ships that were already there.
Military analyst Colonel Jeff McCausland will update the narco wars when we come back in 2 minutes on the Mark Arum Show.
You need to replace all your windows, but some can't wait.
Start small with a single window or one room, and your window price will be locked in. Hi, it's Ted and Jonathan from North Georgia Replacement Windows.
Our fiberglass windows are beautiful, not big and bulky like vinyl composite windows.
Your detailed window and door installation will be quick, clean, and hassle-free.
Window shopping made simple with 0% interest available.
Infinity from Marvin, replacement windows, yeah!
What if every home had a touch of magic, where every device was connected by an invisible force? It's not wizardry. It's the most intelligent Wi-Fi from Xfinity. Hey, it's Mark Arum here. Wi-Fi so brilliant it knows when to boost speeds to the devices that need it most, making the Emerald City Sparklify for your wicked watch party. Or instantaneously pause any device without the tap of a wand. Or grant your devices the power to protect against threats at home and online, keeping you safe from mischief. With Xfinity Mobile, you can stream from the end of your driveway to the edge of Oz with intelligent Wi-Fi and 5G together. And right now, you can cast a spell to stop time and keep your internet price steady for 5 years, guaranteed. Plus, you get Wi-Fi equipment included, no contracts or commitments. Sure, it all feels like magic, but it's really intelligent Wi-Fi from Xfinity. Xfinity, imagine that. And see Wicked for Good only in theaters November 21st. Restrictions apply, select planes only. Xfinity Mobile requires Xfinity Internet.
At Mayo Clinic in Florida, we are solving the unsolvable. Our transplant experts are using new technologies like machine perfusion to increase the number of usable organs, reduce waiting times, and allow more patients to receive life-saving liver, heart, kidney, and lung transplants. We're making more possible at Mayo Clinic because every day we're doing what's never been done. Learn more at mayoclinic.org/possible. Mayo Clinic, you know where to go.
9:37 on the Mark Arum Show. 79 years ago today, the Walt Disney movie Song of the South had its world premiere in Atlanta. It was controversial for its treatment of the film's black characters. James Baskett played Uncle Remus, was given an honorary Academy Award for his role 2 years later. That was Zippity Doo-Dah. I didn't know it premiered in Atlanta. I'm assuming the Fox Theater?
Maybe. How long ago?
79 years ago.
Maybe
the Fox.
You can't get that anymore. They won't screen it anymore. It's out of print.
Oh, really?
That's how controversial it is.
Ew,
Yeah.
I did not know that. All right. Thank you, Deborah. Coming up in a little over an hour, very excited, former Georgia governor, current chancellor of our education system, Sonny Perdue, is going to be joined live in studio. Obviously, continuous coverage of the reopening of the government. The Congress, the House is going to vote, we think, tonight, and then send the bill over to the president's desk. So hopefully this time tomorrow morning, the government will reopen. As we heard from Rory, though, we're still looking at delays, Deborah, on flights, cancellations through the Thanksgiving holiday, which is no bueno. And I am here to say officially my trip to New York is canceled. We canceled it last night.
I'm sorry, Maya.
Yeah, I know. It was Maya's birthday trip, and maybe that's why I've been so hyper concentrated on the air traffic delays and cancellations.
It was a special weekend for her.
Yeah, birthday weekend, and it was her decision. I was ready to go for it, but she's the adult. She's smarter than me. I know this, and she has to be back at work on Monday. And she was freaked out that our flight Monday from New York to Atlanta would be canceled, and the 13-hour drive didn't sound appealing. So she made the decision, and so we're not going to New York. So it's sad. I was going to see my parents and her dad and her brother and sister-in-law. But unfortunately, yeah, we did cancel that. But the good news is, Longoria, I just saved a lot of money. So we can expect bountiful breakfast next week here on the Mark Arum Show.
Nice.
Yeah.
There's always a silver lining.
There's always a silver lining.
So Longo gets to celebrate Maya's
Yes,
birthday.
exactly. And we're going to go to a nice dinner on Saturday. But it stinks. I was really looking forward to it. I haven't been to New York City in a while. But she's smarter than me. So whatever Maya wants, she's going to get. So we did cancel it. And the only reason I'm bringing it up, because I know I've been talking about it for the last couple of weeks, and my angst and my wife's angst about traveling. But yeah, it's officially off. So I'm going to be here. Actually, the biggest loser in all this is Alex Williams. Because he was going to dog sit Sobo over the weekend, and he's not even going to talk to me today when he comes in.
I did feed him quite well yesterday.
Yes, and yeah, well listen, man, you feed everybody here, Deborah Green, very well. All right, updating the Epstein files. We're going to try to get some more information about that. Again, the news broke just before we came on the air. House Democrats have released these Epstein emails that were sent and received over 15 years by Jeffrey Epstein to Ghislaine Maxwell and Michael Wolff, the biographer, coming from Epstein's Yahoo email. And in these emails, apparently he referenced President Trump a number of times. CBS News correspondent Natalie Brands at the White House with more.
One of them alleges that in a private correspondence between Ghislaine Maxwell, Jeffrey Epstein's associate, Epstein wrote in 2011 that Donald Trump, quote, spent hours at my house with a victim of sex trafficking, referring to Trump as the dog that hasn't barked.
Wow, I don't know what that means. The dog that hasn't barked. I have no idea what that means. And I'm not really sure what, if anything, is in these emails. Again, underlined, bold, italicized. President Trump has been accused of no wrongdoing. I don't know if these emails indicate something. I think from what we've known so far, from what we've seen from these emails so far, again, a lot of them still redacted because there's victims' names in it. The only thing that is questionable is Jeffrey Epstein insinuating that President Trump knew what he was doing. That's the only like kind of damning, shadowy thing that I've seen out of these emails. But we're going to talk to Nicole Killian after the news at 10 and get the latest on the Epstein emails that were just released and the government reopening. So a big story there. All right, I mentioned in the tease, I played that cut from Colonel Jeff McCausland. The narco battles have been escalating. And I saw a headline yesterday, Deborah, that the Great Britain, the United Kingdom, is going to stop sharing intelligence data with us.
I saw that too.
Yeah, because of what we're doing with the narco boats. And it's like The Diplomat, right? Wasn't that one of the episodes?
The last couple episodes of The Diplomat, yeah.
Yeah, where that we share our intelligence 100% with the United Kingdom and vice versa. And just from watching The Diplomat, I'm like, the fact that they are going to stop sharing intelligence with us over this, that's probably a story worth following. Anyway, American military forces massing in the Caribbean near Venezuela, about to get a huge boost in their combat power. So far, the Pentagon's buildup in the region has been focused on taking out small boats suspected of carrying drugs. Now the Navy's latest aircraft carrier is approaching Latin America, poised to join that anti-drug fight or potentially a much larger mission against Venezuela. CBS correspondent Charlie D'Agata has more in Washington.
For months, the U.S. has been ramping up attacks on alleged drug traffickers, destroying at least 19 vessels in the Caribbean Sea and the Pacific Ocean, killing at least 76 that we know of. The carrier and its destroyers, they're just adding to that massive buildup already deployed in the Caribbean, a show of force not seen there in decades.
And apparently this is our biggest and most powerful carrier group, which is normally, I'm assuming, in the Mideast or in the Pacific, but no, it's going now off the coast of Venezuela, Latin America. And because this has been in the news, I rewatched Clear and Present Danger 2 days ago. It's basically the movie with some subtle changes, but in the movie, the Harrison Ford movie, our greatest movie star of all time, he plays Jack Ryan, who takes over for James Earl Jones as director of the CIA interim, and there's a covert op with Willem Dafoe to go in there and take out the cartels, blowing up their drug manufacturing facilities and all this. I mean, it's It's eerily similar. Now, there was no aircraft carrier off the coast of Colombia, I think it was in the movie, but eerily similar. All right, President Trump had an interview, and it was kind of testy at times, with Laura Ingraham on Fox News yesterday, talking about the ICE raid here in Georgia. Trump and her disagreed over whether H-1B visa crackdowns will be a priority for his administration, mentioning ICE's recent raid on the Hyundai battery factory in Georgia, where hundreds of South Korean engineers were arrested. This is an excerpt from the Fox News show, Laura Ingraham and President Trump.
You also do have to bring in talent. When
we
a
have
country
plenty of talented people
no, you
here.
don't. No, you don't.
We don't have talented people here?
No, you don't have. You don't have certain talents, and people have to learn. You can't take people off an unemployment line and say, I'm going to put you into a factory where we're going to make missiles.
So that's President Trump and Laura Ingraham. One more cut I pulled from that.
You can't just say a country's coming in, going to invest $10 billion to build a plant, and going to take people off an unemployment line who haven't worked in 5 years, and they're going to start making missiles. It doesn't work that way.
And again, I told you so. I knew President Trump was very upset about that ICE raid here in Georgia on the Hyundai battery factory, where all those Koreans, the South Koreans that were here to open and build the factory, got deported, basically. A follow-up to that, the deported South Koreans now filing a class action lawsuit, Deborah.
Yeah, about 200 of those South Korean workers are going to file a class action lawsuit against ICE because of the way they were treated, because they were here legally. They did have those B-1 business visas, but they claimed they were unlawfully detained. They were racially profiled. There was violations against their human rights. There was too much force. And then some of the conditions that they had to stay in until they were able to go back home were really, really bad. So they've got a class action suit in the works.
So they're suing ICE?
They're suing. There's a class action lawsuit against ICE.
I wonder if that ever makes it anywhere. And I'm not saying that their ICE is going to reach a settlement, but I just wonder if President Trump picks up the phone and calls the president in South Korea and was like, "Hey, can you get them to drop this? Like, I'm sorry, this never should have happened. We'll take care of it. Just get this out of the headlines right now." Forgive me. Did you mention how much they're looking to get in this class act?
No number was listed. No.
Trying to think what you can instead of settling or giving them $100,000 a piece.
Oh, like what would be negotiating? Yeah.
What could they offer? Interesting. I would imagine President Trump's going to call the South Korean president, and this thing will never be settled, never go to court. It's just going to be dropped. All right, still to come, going live to D.C., get the latest on the reopening, knock on wood, of the government. Former Governor Sonny Perdue is going to join us live in studio in about 1 hour. When we come back, though, you know her and love her from Gossip Girl, 3 Men and a Baby, actress Margaret Colin, I'll figure that out before she gets on. Vinny, get me a pronunciation before we talk to Miss Margaret. Right now, though, we go back to Atlanta's only 24-hour traffic center. Current hotspots, please, Mike Shields.
At West Freeway, once again, this morning, Mark, with a crash, trying to clear it. At times, all lanes blocked. At times, like right now, only the right lane open. I-20 eastbound right at I-285, exit 51, bumper to bumper. Almost back to Thornton Road, exit 44. So delays continue out of Lithia Springs. You can use Highway 78, Veterans Memorial Highway. That will save you time between Lithia Springs and I-285. Another crash, I-20 on the other side of town. The East Freeway inbound. I-20 westbound right at I-285 into Cobb County. DOT tells us at least one lane blocked, bumper to bumper, 4 miles back to Panola Road. Covington Highway, a great alternate. This report is brought to you by John Foy & Associates personal injury law firm. John Foy & Associates will help you get the care and compensation you deserve after an accident. When you need help, they're there. You're not even a number. Get the strong arm. Call John Foy & Associates today. I'm Mike Shields, 95.5 WSB.
Everyone has an opinion.
I've had some great Mondays. I'm having a good Monday right now. Look, it's beautiful outside.
Got that
nice loud shirt.
Eric Von Hessler has an opinion.
It's a citrusy, summery, I think breezy kind of shirt.
And some advice.
But just remember this.
Eric Von Hessler, today at 3.
I never have and never will smoke a cigar.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
I am not waiting until the last minute this year. My lights are already up. You should do the same. I'm Chris Chandler, and Wise Guys Pro Wash always keeps the exterior of my home looking great, so I had their team out to install lights along the roof line of my home. They custom fit everything perfectly, and the best part, during the day they blend right in. Then with one quick plug in, the whole house comes to life. I've got mine going already. Had them put up early to take advantage of the early bird pricing. One quick call, I was scheduled in minutes, and I can honestly say no hanging wires, no holes in the house, and I've never felt so in love with how my home looks. Wise Guys makes it easy too. They provide the lights, install them, maintain everything during the season, and when it's over, they take it all down and store it for next year. So don't wait. Call Wise Guys today. Mention my name, Chris Chandler, when you book. First-time customers save $150. Call now, though. Spots are filling fast.
I'm here with Chris Hoffman, the founder of Hoffman Financial Group and host of Money Unleashed. Chris, every week on the show, we offer folks something we call the Portfolio X-Ray. I was hoping you could walk us through that process and tell us why the information it uncovers is so powerful.
Yeah, so the reason we love doing the Portfolio X-Ray for you is we do that behind the scenes. Everybody's extremely busy. Nobody wants to waste time in traffic. If you call in, we will ask you for some information via the phone. Once you've given us that information, we go to work and we put all the hours in developing the report. And I commit this to you. The Portfolio X-Ray is eye-opening. At least 90+% of the time, we can find 2 or 3 golden nuggets in there that you were not aware of that we can either change in your current portfolio mix for you. It's called a 401k optimizer. Or if we manage the assets for you, we certainly can recommend how to diversify away from some of the troubling points that are exposed during the Portfolio X-ray. Once we've got that, then we'll have you in for your initial consultation. We will present the Portfolio X-ray to you and walk you through the high points of it. And that's a document that you get to take with you. It's like getting a financial physical. Mm-hmm. So how many of you avoided going to the doctor for the annual physical last year? You do the same thing with your financial life. You ignore it. You keep pumping money into your 401k. You hope that it's going well, and I can tell you that hope is not a good investment or financial planning strategy. You need to know. So if you want to know, call us.
The Portfolio X-Ray is complimentary. Give Hoffman Financial Group a call to schedule yours today. 404-737-3858, 404-737-3858, or online at unleashyourmoney.com. Investment advisory services offered through Brookstone Wealth Advisors, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Hoffman Financial Group Incorporated, Georgia Insurance License number 163546.
Motorcycle riders know that a distracted driver can knock you down. It's nice to know that Steel Horse Law can pick you back up. Hey, it's Eric Von Hessler for Steel Horse Law, the Stein and Karen Law Group. In the worst possible scenario, when someone causes you to lay your bike down, Steel Horse Law will get you the best possible settlement. Their name strikes fear in the heart of big insurance companies because Steel Horse Law is respected and will make them pay. Visit steelhorselaw.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ziprecruiter.com/free. That's ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
9:53 on the Mark Aram Show. A lot of big stories. We're going to update after the news at 10. It's not often my wife flips out when I tell her who's going to be on the show today, but she did this morning. Joining us on the show, Eleanor Waldorf from Gossip Girl, also known as, or better known as, Margaret Colin. Margaret, good morning, and thank you so much for your time.
Oh, you're welcome, and hi to your wife. That's fantastic. What a good way for you to start the day with a flipped out wife.
Yeah, she was like, I was watching it last night. So my wife Maya, very excited. I'm excited. It's ironic because last segment we were just talking about the Harrison Ford movie, Clear and Present Danger, and then I remembered you played Harrison Ford's wife in The Devil's Own.
I did. I was, and Brad Pitt. Yeah, we had an Irish cop story, Irish American cop story. It was good. Yes, I did. That was a while ago.
And that was kind of early in Brad Pitt's career, right?
Yeah. We knew who he was. There was, but it was early in, it was quite a while ago. It was kind of the first time that Harrison had been buddied up with the Next Generation. So, it was a while ago.
Yeah, fantastic. I'm excited. Yeah. I guess in like 1, 2, 3 days, The Wisest Men is going to be premiering on Hallmark. This is the end of the trilogy, right? Of your shows on 3 Men and a Baby.
Yeah, I think we'll have to do a prequel or a sequel next. But yes, I was lucky to get on board because I was in the first, 3 Men and a Baby, and that just was sort of serendipitous and good work on the casting people for Hallmark. Because they called up and I went, what? What is this? They said, yeah, we got this storyline, and I went, well, these are really good person. She's not just window dressing. They listen to her. She gets things done. She has an opinion, and she moves the story along. So, and now I just love working with these guys. They're just completely hardworking and charming, and they're such fine fellas, and they just rise to the occasion and go, sure, we can knock this tree down. Sure, we can build a gingerbread house. Absolutely. What's the next task? And they're bring that kind of high level of humanity to the characters they play. So,
Margaret, for listeners that missed the first two, first of all, shame on them. Can they watch the third installment without seeing the prior two? Or should they go watch the first two before they watch the third?
Well, I think they can pick it up. It's 3 terrific guys and their mom and their wives and girlfriends, and trying to handle life around Christmas time. Big changes. So the only thing they might be confused about is why are they so close? But, it's Hallmark. That's why they're so close. It's actually a really high-functioning, unusual family without, with an absent dad. So they even get more credit for that. So no, they don't. They can. Apparently Hallmark's got them all lined up.
And it's Hallmark season. I mean, we're officially in Hallmark season where everyone's watching Hallmark. Final oddball question. I'm asking this for one of my best friends from high school, Jerry Beach, who claims to be one of the most notable graduates of Hofstra. Are you the most famous Hofstra graduate of all time?
No, and I didn't graduate, but I'll take an honorary one.
Notable alum.
Thank you. Francis Ford Coppola went there. I think he's a little bigger than me. Yeah.
You're certainly ahead of Jerry Beach, though. My friend from high school.
Well, you tell him hi. And Phil Rosenthal, Somebody Feed Phil.
Yeah, he was on the show last week. Yeah, all right.
Isn't he great?
Fantastic.
He's an amazing guy. So happy with life. So positive. Yeah, we're buddies, although he doesn't tell people that when he refers to the girl that they took out when they went to dinner back in when they were all single back in New York in the 80s, I was the one that was their third. But he doesn't mention that.
Interesting.
Yes.
Margaret, best of luck with the movie. Yeah, I'm excited. A pleasure having you on. I've been a big fan, and my wife is over the moon. So thank you so much for your time, Margaret.
Well, good things. Thank you.
There
Happy
you go.
to be here.
There you go. Francis Ford Coppola, I didn't want to bring it up to her. Dude's destitute. He's food insecure. He lost all his money. All right, news, weather, and traffic at 2. It's the Mark Arum Show, 95.5 WSB.
WSB Atlanta, WSBB FM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
If you're ready for real European car lovers to work on your Porsche, Mercedes-Benz, BMW, Audi, discover Wolfpan European Auto Repair in Roswell. And for a limited time, get a free second opinion on repairs when you mention you heard about Wolfpan on the radio. Search Wolfpan Auto Repair to get started.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Priority Men's Medical Center restores your love life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To restore your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
For heaven's sakes, y'all, don't cook this Thanksgiving. This is Tom Murphy, and for over 40 years, Murphy's Restaurant in the Virginia Highlands has offered exquisite, complete takeaway meals, including roast turkey breasts and all the fixings, including your choice of a whole pie. You can even add wine to the order. Just pick up, heat, and eat. Let our talented chefs handle everything. Just go to murphysatlanta.com. That's murphysatlanta.com. Order today, murphysatlanta.com.
Scott Slade from iRoofer FGA Roofing. Are you considering a new roof but unsure about timing? FGA offers a free drone roof assessment. Get a quote and mention me and you'll get $1,000 off your quote. And the quote will be good for 12 months. Search FGA Roofing to book an appointment today.
News, weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Good morning. It is 10 o'clock. I'm Sabrina Cubitt. This news is sponsored by TE Certified Electrical Plumbing, Heating, and Air. We do have breaking news this morning, and it is concerning convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein and President Trump.
CBS News special report. No comment from President Trump yet after House Democrats released what they say has never before seen private email correspondence from the late convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Correspondent Michael Wallace.
In one email, Epstein said Trump knew about the girls, many of whom turned out to be underage. In another, Epstein questioned how to describe his relationship with Trump as he became a political figure.
Epstein also wrote President Trump spent hours at his home with one of Epstein's young victims. CBS's Natalie Brand is at the White House.
House Democrats and even some Republicans have been pushing for a discharge petition to release all Epstein files. This is something that actually has some bipartisan support. For the president's part, he has really denied any involvement or knowledge of the alleged sex trafficking operation.
The email release comes the same day the House returns to vote on ending the government shutdown. CBS News special report. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
And speaking of the shutdown, a vote is expected this afternoon in the U.S. House on the short-term budget bill that has passed the Senate to end the longest government shutdown in U.S. history. Once the shutdown is over, this means that SNAP benefits would resume, federal workers could go back to work and get their back pay, and then airlines are warning it's going to take a little time for things to get back to normal there. All right, your weather for today. It's going to be beautiful if you get a chance to get out and enjoy it. Sunny skies today, warming up to a high of 63. Says WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. An investigation is underway this morning into a deadly house fire in Paulding County.
One person is dead and another is injured after fire rips through a home on Flagler Way in Dallas. Paulding Fire Captain Steve Mapes says flames shot from the house with a couple people still inside.
The gentleman, we believe in his 70s, was confined to a wheelchair. They located him, extricated him from the house, and unfortunately, he was pronounced dead on the scene.
Mapes says a woman was also removed from the house and taken to a hospital for smoke inhalation. He says the state fire marshal is assisting Paulding Fire with the investigation. Cheryl Castro, 95.5 WSB.
A deadly crash under investigation this morning in Chattahoochee Hills after two vehicles collided on South Fulton Parkway at Rico Road. A Toyota Camry traveling eastbound crossed over into the westbound lane, hitting a Toyota Tacoma almost head on. The Tacoma caught fire, but the driver was able to escape with non-life-threatening injuries.
And so we began suppression and checked the other vehicle, a small sedan. Simultaneously found a person that appeared to be deceased already.
That is Fire Chief Greg Brett. He says no names have been released just yet. The Georgia State Patrol brought in to help with this investigation. A special meeting today in Gwinnett County looks to move the district closer to getting a new superintendent. The board hosting a Phase 1 special meeting in which it'll give the results of surveys and focus groups made up of community members and staff on what they'd like to see in the next superintendent. The board hopes to have actual candidates by the end of the year. Let's take a look at the markets. The Dow right now is up 493 at 48,421. So the Dow's up more than a full percent. NASDAQ is down slightly, and the S&P is up a little bit here at 10:03. It's time for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Smiling Mark McKay joining us from the WSB 24-hour Traffic Center.
Thanks, Sabrina. We have an active travel advisory. If you're rolling into Lithia Springs from Douglasville, you'll hit the wall of slow traffic at Thornton Road. Bumper-to-bumper past a crash that still knocks out 2 left lanes on I-20 eastbound right at 285 exit 51. We say still because this crash scene has been active for over an hour. That's put a little extra pressure on Highway 78. That's one alternate for you if you're trying to head to the west side perimeter, where we're seeing slowing on 285 southbound leaving Cobb County at South Cobb Drive. Going to be sluggish down to Hollowell Parkway. Police working and maybe a pullover, maybe a crash, but certainly in the HOV Express lane on I-75 southbound just below Northside Drive before Atlantic Station. And in Marietta, looks like right center lane taken out with trouble on I-75 southbound south of the Dalcro Lockheed exit. That's exit 261. Smiling Mark McKay, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Upward. Sunny skies and trending warmer today. High 63, lows tonight in the mid-40s. Tomorrow, sunshine, warming still. High 67. We're back in the 70s by Friday afternoon.
It's 49 degrees right now in Stockbridge. Canton has 47. Sandy Springs, you have 49 degrees. We'll have more news at 10:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
Welcome back to the show and a good Wednesday morning to you. Mark Aram here, you there. It's 10:05, 5 minutes after 10 o'clock. This is the Mark Aram Show, live Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to noon on 95.5 WSB. The whole fam with us today. Deborah, executive producer of the program. Longoria, the stoic Eskimo on the other side of the takeout window. Down south, Vinny screens your calls. Coming up in 30 minutes, political analyst Stephen Lawson's going to join us live. And then right after him, very excited former Georgia Governor Sonny Perdue live in studio. The good news for Vinny is we don't have any gifts to give away today. So it would have been
not today.
It would have been caller 43. Vinny, that's it. If the government reopens tomorrow,
Vinny.
Oh, Vinny.
We should find something to give away
I know.
today.
I'll give away this Waffle House sweatshirt that I'm good, just so Vinny has
You can
to
just
screen.
hand me that now.
Yeah. So very excited. There's a couple of big stories. Obviously, we're going to go to D.C. in just a couple of minutes, get the latest on the government reopening. We went earlier in the show to Stephen Portnoy from ABC News on what exactly is going to happen tonight on the House floor as the House votes to reopen the government. Obviously, you know, the Senate passed it 60-40, sent it to the House. Steph Kite is from Axios. How close do we think this vote on the House floor will be?
It's going to be close. I mean, Speaker Mike Johnson only can afford to lose, basically one vote at this point. There are a couple Republicans that we're looking at whether they will, vote against this package. Of course, Thomas Massey from Kentucky is the first name that comes to mind. He typically votes against these kinds of spending bills, but also Marjorie Taylor Greene has been signaling her disappointment with the way that Johnson has been handling this situation. So we'll be watching her very closely. But Mike Johnson might get some cover from a few moderate Democrats as well who could end up voting for this bill to reopen the government, to move forward with that. Moderates like Vicente Gonzalez, Henry Cuellar, Jared Golden, who also voted for a CR earlier in the year. So there could be some wiggle room for Republicans. It's going to be tight just given the margins. But Speaker Johnson and his team have been pretty confident in projecting that they think that they're going to have the votes come later tonight.
That's Steph Kite from Axios. Now, the intriguing part of this, because as you know, the House, every House member has to go up for re-election every 2 years. Right, senators, they got a little more breathing room. But, could we see vulnerable Democrats vote yes on this just to ensure that, hey, we're with you people. We're not radicalized here. We're going to vote yes on this because we want the government to reopen. Or are there, vulnerable Republicans? Not that Marjorie Taylor Greene is vulnerable at all, but could they vote no on this? But by all accounts, it's going to be close. But it looks like they will have the votes to get it done. All right, continue our team coverage of the breaking news that happened just before we got on the air. House Democrats released a trove of emails from the Epstein estate that apparently referenced President Donald Trump 15 times. Let's go back to CNN. Caitlin Collins has been all over the story. This is her just moments ago on CNN.
So basically what we're learning is that Jeffrey Epstein himself personally named Donald Trump in multiple emails over the last 15 years or so. And the reason we got our hands on these emails is because Congress got their hands on these emails because they had issued a subpoena to Jeffrey Epstein's estate. They, in turn, handed over thousands of documents to both Republicans and Democrats on the House Oversight Committee. And this morning, Democrats are releasing these 3 emails that mention Donald Trump specifically. And Trump didn't send or receive any of these emails. He's not on them. They are just about him, of course. And the White House has denied any wrongdoing. He hasn't been accused of any wrongdoing when in Jeffrey Epstein. But I want you to just put this in context, because the oldest email goes back to April 2011. That's about 3 years after Jeffrey Epstein got that sweetheart deal down in Florida, where he only went to prison for a couple of months, and it was basically later seen as a deal where he got off easy for what he was accused of. But in the email that was dated from April 2011, Jeffrey Epstein emails Ghislaine Maxwell, and he says, "I want you to realize that that dog that hasn't barked is Trump. Redacted, spent hours at my house with him. He has never once been mentioned. Police chief, etc. I'm 75% there." Ghislaine Maxwell responds to Jeffrey Epstein and says, "I have been thinking about that, ... Now, the woman's name is redacted here in the email that was published by House Democrats, but because they say she's a victim of Jeffrey Epstein's. House Republicans have identified her subsequently since the release this morning as Virginia Giuffre, who, of course, was one of Jeffrey Epstein's most prominent survivors, a huge advocate for survivors after that, and someone who died by suicide earlier this year. And her family has been very outspoken on this. She has written a book about her experience, about what happened to her and the assaults that happened to her. She doesn't accuse Trump of any wrongdoing. She writes instead only in the book about how her dad was a maintenance worker at Mar-a-Lago. That's how she got her job as a locker room attendant, which is then when she went on to work at the spa at Mar-a-Lago. So that's the background there, and something that Republicans are pointing to when these emails are coming out. There's another email, though, where Jeffrey Epstein is corresponding with Michael Wolff. And obviously, Pam, we covered the White House together in Trump's first term. Michael Wolff wrote a book on the inner workings of Trump's West Wing at the time. And Jeffrey Epstein emails Michael Wolff, seeming to reference when Trump was saying he had kicked Jeffrey Epstein out of Mar-a-Lago. And Epstein writes, "Trump said he asked me to resign. Never remember ever. Of course, he knew about the girls as he asked Ghislaine to stop." Now, that seems to trigger what we had heard from Trump earlier this summer when he was saying that Ghislaine Maxwell was poaching and Jeffrey Epstein were poaching women from his spa at Mar-a-Lago. That is where Virginia Giuffre worked, of course. And that the White House has said Trump has kicked him out of the club for being a creep, basically.
So what is the White House saying in reaction?
All right, so that's
to this?
Caitlin Collins moments ago on CNN. So, again, just to reiterate, Giuffre, am I pronouncing that?
I think it's Giuffre.
Giuffre. She, apparently, Republicans said that was the redacted name. She wrote a book and never accused President Trump of anything. So these emails don't indicate any wrong. I can't emphasize this enough, that there is no accusation of wrongdoing by President Trump, by the victim that was referenced in these emails, or in any investigation in her book. Nothing. I just want to highlight that, italicize it, bold it, underline it. It's just, again, they're still going through the emails, but the headline is that President Trump was referenced 15 times in these emails. I just, God forbid, hope the Aram estate is never subpoenaed to get my emails, to go back and, oh my gosh, that's kind of weird. Emails from 15 years ago being, subpoenaed by the Aram estate.
What could you possibly
No,
be
I have
talking
nothing
about?
bad in them,
Yeah, exactly.
but it might be embarrassing.
That's okay.
Yeah. There's nothing nefarious. It's just
Of course not.
Like, what is he talking about?
It's probably like, where do you want to go to lunch today?
Yeah, dumb things like that. Anyway, we'll continue to monitor that situation. I don't know if Nicole Killian is up to speed. She got called away on breaking news. We were originally scheduled to talk about the reopening of the government, but now with these Epstein emails. Nicole, is that what the breaking news you were covering?
Yes, that was. So Democrats on the House Oversight Committee have released some new emails that Democrats say shows that the president may have known more about Jeffrey Epstein's criminal behavior than he led on to. So the committee released a series of emails. We have yet to get a response from the White House, although the president has previously denied any wrongdoing. Speaker Mike Johnson also declined to comment when we asked him about this release.
So these emails sent from or received by Jeffrey Epstein to Ghislaine Maxwell and the author Michael Wolff. Again, President Trump's name's mentioned a bunch, but just from what I've seen so far, no accusations of any criminal activity by President Trump before he was president.
Correct. And also it doesn't show any direct communication between Jeffrey Epstein and Donald Trump. But what it does seem to reveal or show, according to some of these exchanges, is that the president, who obviously wasn't president at that time, but that he may have known about some of these women or girls who were involved in Jeffrey Epstein's alleged sex trafficking ring. And one email exchange even shows an exchange between Jeffrey Epstein and this author, Michael Wolff, trying to concoct a potential response for Trump, who was about to do an interview where it was possible he was going to be asked about his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. So, again, we're still kind of digging through the details, but Democrats allege this is just an example of what they believe is a cover-up on the part of the president. But, again, so far he has denied any wrongdoing.
Nicole Killian from CBS News joining us live in D.C. here on the Mark Arum Show. All right, let's go from the Epstein emails that were subpoenaed from the Epstein estate to the Epstein files, which we've been talking about for a long time. The House back in session, which means we're going to get the Congresswoman from Arizona sworn in, which should be the 218th vote to get those Epstein files released. That and the reopening of the government. What's the timeline look at on Capitol Hill today?
Yeah, so this afternoon we expect Arizona Democrat Adelita Grijalva to be sworn in. Her father passed away. She ran for his seat, won this special election in late September, but hasn't been sworn in. It's been about 7 weeks. She has come back and forth here to Washington, demanding that Speaker Mike Johnson swear her in. Now, she believes that it is tied to the Epstein files, although Speaker Mike Johnson has denied that and said it was really about waiting until the government is in a position to reopen. But Grijalva would become that 218th signature on a petition that would force a vote to call on the Justice Department to release the Epstein files. So we don't expect that vote to happen today. We've got to get the government open first, but it would start the process of trying to bring that measure to the floor. As for the government shutdown, once Grijalva is sworn in, we do expect the House to move forward with this final vote, where, keep in mind, the House did vote on government funding back in September, but they will now vote on this new package that emerged from the Senate this past week that would extend government funding into January, pay back federal workers who are furloughed, reinstate those who were fired, and also ensure that SNAP benefits are paid out for a full year. So that is the new measure that the House will vote on later today. Speaker Mike Johnson telling me and other reporters he believes he has the votes.
Do we know, obviously with the air travel chaos we've been monitoring for the last couple of weeks, are all the House members going to be back in time for this vote?
We think so. There was one congressman from Wisconsin, Congressman Van Orden, who fired up his Harley and rode about 900 plus miles. I think he's in Pennsylvania right about now. But he thinks he'll be here on time. We've had other members who took the train, others who drove, some who did fly. But it's, many of them are having to go through the same thing that their constituents are in terms of dealing with a lot of these flight delays. Hopefully some of that will ease over the next couple of days and weeks once the government reopens.
That's a cold Harley ride to get back to the nation's capital. Assuming everyone's back, Nicole, does Speaker Johnson have the votes to clear this?
Yeah, he told us he feels pretty confident that the votes will be there, but this is something that Republicans will largely have to carry because Democrats have made clear that they do not intend to support this package. That doesn't mean that there couldn't be some defections, but their main issue is this issue of health care, these Affordable Care Act tax subsidies that are expiring, that are causing premiums to go up. They say this issue has to be addressed. Speaker Mike Johnson hasn't guaranteed a vote on that just yet, but that is something that Democrats are pushing for.
Final question for you, Nicole. Assuming this does pass the House floor today, how quickly does it get to the president's desk, and when can we officially say the government is reopened?
Well, that's up to the president. Obviously the House will do its work, and they will certainly try to get that legislation up to the White House as quickly as possible. If all goes according to plan, it's possible we could see the president sign this into law as soon as tonight.
Interesting. All right. Very busy day on Capitol Hill. Nicole Killion from CBS, thanks for jumping on with the breaking news.
All right, you bet.
There you go. Any updates? So it looks like, and President Trump's a night owl, notoriously. Like I wish I was. I wish I was a night owl. I'd love to be up at 2 a.m., but sadly I'm not. So maybe 2 a.m. we get the government reopened. I'm pretty confident by this time tomorrow the government will be reopened. All right, we're going to update our top local stories when we come back. Right now, though, at 10:19 on the Mark Arum Show, got to check that Wednesday morning drive. Hello and good morning to marvelous Mark McKay.
Good morning, Mark. It's not been so marvelous working out of the western suburbs. Crash that played out about 90 minutes ago, still being worked in 2 left lanes. So travel advisory still active on the West Freeway. I-20 eastbound past Fulton Industrial Boulevard at 285, exit 51. Still seeing those delays back at Thornton Road, Highway 78, Veterans Memorial Highway will give you relief. On the Jam Cam in Marietta, tractor-trailer is stalled out in the right center lane of I-75 southbound, just below Delk Road, exit 261. And we'll be looking for new trouble on the east side perimeter, seeing a slow zone develop out of Clarkston, 285 north, approaching Highway 78. Very heavy to clear North Lake Parkway. This report sponsored by Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield. Learn more about their support of common threads and nutrition education at anthem.com/dream. Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield is the trade name of Blue Cross Blue Shield Healthcare Plan of Georgia, Inc. Smiler Mark McKay, 95.5 WSB.
An end to the government shutdown is in
The
sight.
Senate continuing resolution has been passed on a vote of 60 to...
What comes next?
House now needs to be called back into session, and then they need to vote.
What does it mean to you?
Some people have not gotten their SNAP benefits, and everyone, it seems, isn't sure when all this uncertainty will end.
Listen often throughout the day for the very latest.
Obviously, there's a lot of pressure to start getting the government open.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's breaking news station.
Mark Arum here for my friends at Renters Warehouse. Fall is here. The kids back in school. Time to take a quiz. Question 1. If you already own a house with a low interest rate, what's the best way to get even more value from it? Answer, rent it out. Renting already delivers cash flow, appreciation, and tax benefits. Now it allows you to keep that low interest rate, and hey, you can always move back in if you want to. Question 2. With Renters Warehouse, do you have to find tenants, collect rent, or handle maintenance calls? No. Renters Warehouse does it all for you. That's why they're Atlanta's leading real estate investment services company. Final question. Do you pay Renters Warehouse a percentage of the rent or a low flat monthly fee? Answer, a low flat monthly fee. For just $115 a month, you can outsource all your management headaches to them. Now, to pass the test, I need you to do one more thing. Go to rwatlanta.com today, book your free home rental price analysis, or call 404-662-2322, 404-662-2322.
I'm here with Chris Hoffman, the founder of Hoffman Financial Group and host of Money Unleashed right here on 95.5 WSB. Well, Chris, as you know, time just keeps on ticking. We're putting another year under our belt, so it seems like a really good time to take stock of our financial lives and put together that plan that's built to last.
There are occasions throughout the year where I feel like it's critical for people to engage their financial lives and get the information that they deserve from a financial advisory team. And this is one of those times, to be quite frank. So we ask that you call us if you have a minimum of $500,000 in your full portfolio. But we're going to do away with that minimum so that those folks can have an equal opportunity to understand what's in their portfolio as well. Now, you have to have some money, right? I can't help you to build your wealth at work, right? But I sure can help, I believe, with your 401k, IRA management. There's probably 2 or 3 things that'll surprise you that you may want to take action on. So the next 10 people that call in will work up either a portfolio x-ray, or if you feel like you need a full retirement plan, go to unleashyourmoney.com, click on portfolio x-ray, or click on full retirement plan. We think you'll be impressed enough, and we want you to become a client. There's no question about it. We believe that we are a very competent fiduciary advisory team, and we want to offer that to our listeners. Let Hoffman Financial Group actually show you how we perform, and I believe we perform at the pinnacle of this industry.
Call the Hoffman Financial Group at 404-737-3858, 404-737-3858, or online at unleashyourmoney.com. Investment advisory services offered through Brookstone Wealth Advisors, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Hoffman Financial Group Incorporated, Georgia Insurance License number 163546.
Been wanting a new deck for your home, something that's built just the way you want it? But you're scared to pull the trigger? I can help you with that. Dave Baker here for Ben Hill Renovations. Right now, Ben Hill Renovations are offering special financing. No interest if you pay in full within the 18 months promo period. You're welcome. Visit bhrenovations.com today and schedule a free design consultation at your home. Ben Hill Renovations, creating raving fans since 1964.
I'm so excited to hear my son's band play tonight. They've been, be right back. They've been rehearsing, bathroom break. Overactive bladder can mean missing out on life's moments, navigating life around the nearest bathroom instead of the next experience. Medtronic therapies have treated nearly 500,000 people worldwide with bladder or bowel control problems. Let Medtronic show you what's possible. Visit medtronic.com/bladderhelp to learn how.
The garage door springs that come standard with most homes don't last. And when they fail, it's not just inconvenient, it's dangerous. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello at A1 Garage Door Service. Our springs are the toughest in the industry, backed by our lifetime warranty. That's right. Fix them once and you're covered for life. Don't risk your family's safety or your peace of mind. Let A1 replace your springs before they become a problem. From repairs to upgrades, it's A1 from day one.
A1 from day one.
This is Jonathan Geller at D. Geller & Son Jewelers with my dad, Mike. Dad, why are we always talking about Christmas before Thanksgiving?
Because now is when you start thinking about those seriously special Christmas gifts. Whether it's a custom birthstone pendant or that one-of-a-kind dream engagement ring, our jewelers can make something you can't find anywhere.
From timeless pearl strands for $135 to gold and diamond hoops for $13.95, buying now gives you time for 0% APR financing or free layaway at D. Geller & Son in Kennesaw, Sandy Springs, and online at dgeller.com.
10:26 on the Mark Arum Show. Happy 81st birthday, musician Booker T. Jones. This is Green Onions. I hear this movie and I think of Get Shorty, the movie. I hear the song and I think of the movie Get Shorty. Great movie. Gene Hackman, rest in peace. John Travolta, still with us. Can I ask our executive producer and or executive engineer? I like that song so much. Can we include that in the Mark Arum Show rejoins?
Yeah, why not?
It's great, right?
We found a whole bunch of new music to add. We just got to add it in.
Yeah, I like it. Green Onions, Booker T. Jones. All right, I talked too much about that. So I will just say this. Sabrina's got your news, weather, and traffic. Looks like the government is going to reopen at some point tonight. We'll update that story throughout the day, obviously. But coming up next, live in studio, political analyst Stephen Lawson and former governor of the great state of Georgia, Sonny Perdue, live in studio. And you can watch the interview on our video stream. It's at WSBradio.com or YouTube, but that's coming up next on The Mark Arum Show.
Hey contractors, builders, you guys are busy. Do you have time to hang out at the lumber hut waiting for someone in an apron to wander over and ask if they can help you? I didn't think so. You need Randall Brothers. Dave Baker here. Randall Brothers has the widest variety of quality building materials, plus they have the experts on site that understand what you want and will get you the supplies you need and on your way. And Randall Brothers provides excellent customer service. Actually has for over 140 years. Big enough to stock it all, local enough to care. See them on the web at randallbrothers.com.
The following is a paid commercial announcement.
DC politicians want to enact harmful credit card mandates that could take away your cash back and rewards points. Perks that stretch your budget and make life a little easier. Losing these benefits means less money for your family's everyday essentials like gas and groceries. The perks you rely on could disappear, leaving you with higher costs and fewer options. Tell Congress to guard your card and oppose the Durbin-Marshall credit card mandates.
Paid for by Electronic Payments Coalition.
Hey, friends, have you filed an insurance claim for a roof replacement only to be denied? Are you not sure what to do? You're not alone. Dr. Roof here to help. Hey, it's Mark Aram. Dr. Roof specializes in reviewing the storm damage and getting your roof replaced. They've been around for over 37 years and can help you with all of your options. Don't settle for a denied or partial insurance claim. Get the roof you deserve with Dr. Roof. Online at drroof.com.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Priority Men's Medical Center restores your love life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To restore your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
If your floors feel bouncy and uneven, it's time for AquaGuard Foundation Solutions Crawl Space Experts. Simply go to aquaguard.net and set up an appointment. It's fast and it's easy, and your floors will appreciate you. AquaGuard, the trusted local experts. Remember, AquaGuard.
Tara Fine Jewelry Company, just 3 miles from the Mall of Georgia in Beaufort. Coveted brands like De Beers Code of Origin Diamonds, Mikimoto, Roberto Coin, fine Swiss watches, and so much more. Visit Tara Fine Jewelry Company in Beaufort today.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
It is 10:30. Good morning. I'm Sabrina Cupid. This news is sponsored by your Metro Atlanta Amco dealers. Breaking news this morning: President Trump is mentioned multiple times in newly released emails from convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Democrats on the House Oversight Committee posting those emails on social media this morning. In one email, Epstein says Trump, quote, knew about the girls as he asked Ghislaine to stop. In an email sent to Ghislaine Maxwell in 2011, Epstein said, quote, I want you to realize that dog that hasn't barked is Trump. Law professor and legal analyst Lori Levinson weighing in.
Even without any legal problems, this certainly would pose a substantial political problem for Donald Trump, because everybody has been waiting to hear, was he knowingly involved in Epstein's illegal conduct?
Now, the Oversight Committee obtained the emails from Epstein's estate after issuing a subpoena earlier this year. Your weather for today is going to be beautiful. Sunny skies, warming up to a high of 63 this afternoon, says WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. Fire investigators looking into what caused a deadly blaze in Paulding County. Fire crews called to the home on Flagler Way just before 9:30 last night, being told somebody was possibly trapped inside. When they arrived on scene, they went inside. They found 2 people inside the home, pulled them out. 1 person pronounced dead at the scene, the other taken to the hospital with smoke inhalation. No names have been released just yet. In DeKalb County, fire crews there working a major warehouse fire off Moreland Avenue earlier. DeKalb Fire Captain Jason Daniels says it's an art studio on Fleetwood Drive.
On arrival, they had heavy smoke and flames shooting from the structure. Nobody was there at the time, so we have no reported injuries. We're happy to report.
Investigators working to determine what caused that blaze. It's day 43 of the government shutdown. The Senate passing the continuing resolution to fund the government. It now goes to the House. Speaker Mike Johnson just moments ago, as he arrived at the Capitol, he says they are expected to vote on it later this afternoon. He also said this.
We're very optimistic about the vote tally tonight. We think this is going to happen, and we're sorry that it took this long.
And that's expected to be around 4 o'clock this afternoon. Check back for updates. This is new this half hour. Georgia Gwinnett College announcing today its first graduate program, a Master of Arts in Teaching and Secondary Education. Dr. Shavandra Mills, Senior Vice President for Academic and Student Affairs at Georgia Gwinnett College, tells me that this comes as there's a critical shortage of teachers in our nation and in our state.
Our introduction of this program is a direct response to that shortage. We want to make sure that we have master's level certified teachers available within our region.
Now, the plan is to launch the program in the spring of 2027. A new multi-million-dollar business investment set to bring some 300 new jobs to North Gwinnett County.
Socomec, an international electrical equipment manufacturer, announces it'll invest $10 million in a new facility in Suwanee. Gwinnett County Commission Chairwoman Nicole Love Hendrickson says in a statement that Socomec's investment reinforces the county's dedication to building a balanced, resilient economy. It comes in addition to its existing facility in the area. The company is expected to begin hiring for the hundreds of new jobs early next year. Socomec employs 4,800 people worldwide. Austin Eller, 95.5 WSB.
And this just in, President of the Federal Reserve Bank of Atlanta, Raphael Bostic, is retiring at the end of his current term in February, opening up a new seat on the Fed's interest rate setting committee. He serves on the committee that decides key short-term interest rates. President Trump has repeatedly attacked the Fed this year for not cutting interest rates as quickly as he would like. Let's take a look at the markets. The Dow right now is up 385 at 48,313. So the Dow's up almost a full percent. NASDAQ's in the red. The S&P is up, but only slightly. It's time for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Here's Smiler Mark McKay.
I-20 trouble continues. Rolling out of the western suburbs past Six Flags. Crash in 2 left lanes. Been there almost 2 hours now. I-20 eastbound before exit 51. I-285 with the delays back at Riverside Parkway, Thornton Road. You could use Highway 78. We'll scan the jam cam in Conyers. Looking for trouble now outbound. I-20 eastbound near exit 82, Highway 138. Stalled out Big Rig in Cobb County. Takes out the right center lane on I-75 southbound past Delk Road. West Side Perimeter construction takes out a right lane of 285 south. The outer loop at Langford Parkway, exit 5. Smiler Mark McKay, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Upward. Sunny skies and mild today. High 63. Not as chilly for tonight. Lows in the mid-40s. Tomorrow, sunshine, high 67. We're back in the 70s by Friday afternoon.
51 degrees right now in Tucker. Woodstock has 50 degrees, and it is 50 in Milton. We'll have more news at 11 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
All the notifications you need.
This story developing in Marietta.
All the local and breaking news alerts you need.
We're following breaking news in Atlanta.
All in one place.
The 95.5 WSB app.
Download it today.
That was a difficult vote for all 8 of us. I don't think any of us
Democratic
took any pleasure.
Democratic Senator John Fetterman from Pennsylvania. The House now set to reopen the government. The political impact on the closure. Political analyst Stephen Lawson live in studio 2 minutes away on the Mark Arum Show.
Picture it, your holiday table, the family cooking together, the scent of golden brown bread, rosemary from roasted potatoes, and a salad so crisp it snaps. This season at Kroger, make the moments that matter possible with quality that's affordable in every aisle. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
You can save big on 12 packs of Coca-Cola, Pepsi, or Canada Dry. Select varieties or buy 2 get 2 free with your card. Limit 8. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
I'm Channel 2's Lori Wilson.
I'm Fred Blankenship. Channel 2 Action News this morning is the best place to be for breaking news.
So much is happening and we're on it. Our reporters are the first to know in your community, bringing you fresh information, the best video.
We know you depend on us. It's why we're everywhere live to prepare you for the day ahead.
In the morning, see what's new.
Don't miss a day. Join us. Channel 2 Action News this morning, 4:30 to 7.
Scratching, scampering, and scurry noises in your attic? You've got squirrels. Hey, it's Mark Arum here. Better get Breda Pest Management to kick them out before those squirrely scoundrels start running an Airbnb in your attic. Those squirrels not leaving without a fight. They'll keep coming back, chewing new holes over and over again. Under the Breda Wildlife Guarantee, you stay protected and at no additional cost.
Breda, no need to be afraid of bugs.
This is Monica Pearson for Superior Plumbing. When you have plumbing problems, you need it done quickly and on your schedule. Superior Plumbing will work around your schedule night and day. They've served Atlanta for almost 40 years. They want to be your plumber for life, and they'll earn your trust by doing the work correctly the first time. So do what I did and call Superior Plumbing night or day to have a trusted plumber fix your plumbing issues.
To Superior, the honest one. Call 770-422 Plum.
45 years ago today, The River, not to be confused with the radio station, became Bruce Springsteen's first #1 album. That's pretty remarkable. Well, it was 1980, I guess. hungry heart helped propel it to the top. To the top of the political food chain we go now. I should mention, by the way, the former Governor Sonny Perdue is coming in studio in just a couple of minutes. His warm-up act, he joins us every Wednesday at this time, political analyst Stephen Lawson. Good morning, my friend.
Yeah, high bar coming before Governor Perdue. What a great man.
I had to open for Jeff Foxworthy a couple months ago, so you can handle this, my friend. Let's start about the government shutdown. It looks like Speaker Johnson has the votes. They're going to vote tonight straight to President Trump's desk, and the government should be reopened by tomorrow morning. Was this just all a big waste of time for the Democrats?
Yeah, boy, it's certainly looking that way. I think if you're a Democrat, you're left kind of scratching your head. And again, it gets back to this thing about, what did they get out of this, right? And a lot of the Democrats outside of the 8 who were Republicans were able to get on their side and to break the logjam said that they won the messaging battle on healthcare, talking about healthcare. Yeah, maybe to an extent, but the bigger question mark, I think, is they lost the messaging battle and they lost the actual battle of shutting the government down for over 40 days. And I think this is the central question if you're a Democrat, right? They're constantly being pulled in two different directions, right? They have the base of their party that is clearly clamoring, we want this shutdown, we want to stand up to Donald Trump, we don't want you to cave in. But then the practical side is we have flight cancellations and flight delays. We have people going without SNAP and WIC benefits. We have people that aren't getting government services. Which one matters more, both in the near term, but also in the long-term political reality for Democrats?
I always defer to sports analogies, just that's the way my brain works. And it's like the Democrats fought 4 quarters and then got to overtime. And then we're like, all right, we concede. We give it. Like, why if it makes no sense to me that you shut the government down for 40 days. If you go through all that pain, see it through overtime and actually get something accomplished. But as you mentioned, with the flight delays and cancellations and all these folks not getting paid, it was just bad play management by the Democrats, I think.
It was. And if you look at what's interesting, if you look at the 8 Democrats who came across and voted with Republicans in the Senate to open up, they're people who are either not up for re-election until 2028 or even 2030.
Yeah.
But there's people who are thinking about retiring. There's Angus King, right, who's an independent who probably is going to retire and doesn't care. Catherine Cortez Masto in Nevada, she was probably getting some pressure from Las Vegas. Obviously, that's very tied to air travel. So lots of different reasons, but it's going to be really interesting to see both here in Georgia and across the country how this impacts Democrats' brand moving forward.
The only concessions, and I use concessions in quotes, that the Democrats got in this Senate deal was all the firings made during the shutdown will be reversed. Well, if the government wasn't shut down, they wouldn't have been fired in the first place. And then a handshake agreement that, yes, we'll talk about healthcare reform, which is non-binding. It's probably nothing's going to come of that. It's just poor clock management, if you will. Going back to sports again.
Yeah, totally agree. Now, the one lingering question I think that they may have on their side, right, we've talked about it on the show, are these subsidies in the Affordable Care Act that are set to expire. That's still something that Democrats feel like they will be able to use against Republicans. And look, we've talked about affordability. That was a very clear message that in both Georgia and across the country that voters sent last week. It will be interesting to see if Democrats are able to continue to weaponize this conversation around skyrocketing insurance premiums.
Yeah, and again, that was, I said November 1st, the government would remain shut down because Democrats wanted folks to get sticker shock when it comes to their health care and open enrollment. And I guess the only thing they could do is say, hey, we tried. Sorry, you're gonna pay 200% more. I mean, it's just not a strong message. President Trump is pushing back on the economic data and the polls that folks are paying more for just about everything now, saying that it's fake news. Everything's cheaper now. That is, aside from gasoline, which I was pleasantly surprised when I filled up the other day, which to me is notably cheaper. Everything else seems to be more expensive. Is the president getting bad data, or is he just like, you know what? I'm just going to stick my flag in the ground and say no. everything's cheaper than it was under, as he said, Sleepy Joe Biden?
Yeah, I think it's a number of things, right? I think the president has been obviously laser focused on these tariffs that you and I have talked a lot about. I think he's been able, to his credit, to get a lot of these trade deals done. There's a lot of investment coming back into the country, but it's a slow process. And it's a delayed effect, I think, is what we're seeing, is that those prices have not come down as quickly as the president would like, as quickly as all of us would like. So when you talk about inflation, cost of living, right, when people are going to the grocery store, they're not getting that tariff rebate, right? If anything, they're seeing their prices go up a little bit. And so I think that's going to be something to continue to watch. I think the message clearly that was delivered to the president last Tuesday was, we've got to focus on affordability. We've got to be laser focused on that, because if we're not, November 2026 is going to be a really bad day for Republicans.
I would love to go in depth with you about the Senate race and the governor's race here in Georgia, but I'm kind of like the musician at the Academy Awards playing you off. If you could slide down one seat, Stephen Lawson.
You've got somebody way more important here.
We've got a special guest joining us live in studio on the Mark Arum Show. As promised, first off, a hat tip to associate producer Ashley Frasca for making this happen. Very excited to have us joining us live in studio. I don't even know what to call you, sir. Is it governor? Is it chancellor? Is it secretary? Or Hall of Famer now? How should I refer to you, sir?
Can you say Sonny?
Sonny! Sonny Perdue joining us. It's so good to see you again, my friend.
Yeah, good to see you,
You
Mark.
look you have not aged at all since the last I've seen you.
Well, I'm trying to be healthy.
You look fantastic. Thanks so much for your time.
Yeah.
All right, so I just mentioned, former governor of Georgia, chancellor of the education system, secretary of agriculture. Of those three highfalutin jobs and important jobs you've had, which was the toughest and which did you love the most?
That's a tough question, Mark. I think probably what I tell about the current job, I think it's the most impactful. We just announced yesterday 382,000 students in our university system. That's an opportunity to transform lives one by one in education. So that's why I say it's impactful. Obviously, governor's a pretty cool job now. Pretty cool job. And in D.C. at Secretary of Agriculture, to impact national and international policy that way, to talk to the President of the United States in the Oval Office on a regular basis, that's pretty dramatic as well. But my favorite job is Big Buddy, grandfather.
Yeah, of course. At Big Buddy, that's right.
Yeah.
To the current gig, the chancellorship.
Yeah.
Did you have to, disclose your GPA in school to get that? Was there some sort of? Did they go back to your educational files to see how you were as a student?
They wanted a DNA test too.
Because that's always. I mean, luckily I got this job at WSB Radio right out of college, and they didn't ask for my grades, and I was like, thank goodness they didn't do that. Were you a good student? Did you enjoy education?
I did. Yes, I was a good student in high school and was able to get into veterinary school after 2 years. So that put the doctor in front of my title, although I didn't practice very long, so I haven't used a doctor handle for really forever in my career. But I guess many of the faculty, that impressed them that I would have a doctorate that way, because they wanted somebody who had some semblance of education.
Well, listen, a veterinary degree, that's huge. While you're here, my hound dog Soba, it's like she's got something stuck at the roof of her mouth like peanut butter. She keeps making this noise. Any remedies, Doc?
Do that sound one more time. I might could diagnose it.
Yeah, it's like she has peanut butter stuck on the roof of her mouth.
We'll just reach up there and see what it is.
Yeah, I've been trying. Former Governor Sonny Perdue joining us live in studio on the Mark Arum Show. Your time in D.C. as Secretary of Agriculture, I know that was a job that was very important to you, and you just got inducted into the Agricultural Hall of Fame, which is amazing. Do you wish that you were still in that position, knowing what farmers across America are going through right now? Do you feel like, I wish I could be out there helping them?
Well, in some way I do, but I'm really happy to be back in Georgia, and the job that I currently have right now, as I said, is so impactful. I think I'm in the right place at the right time. Although I thoroughly enjoyed my 4 years in D.C., I think, again, the relationship, and I was telling Ashley this morning, it was amazing that President Trump had this unique affinity and affection for people of the land, farmers and ranchers. I never quite understood that. Somebody who'd grown up in Queens, New York, having that kind of affection for that. But I finally came to realize that I think in the farmers, ranchers, those people of the land, he saw the embodiment of the American spirit. You know, hail, fire, flood, just get back up and do it again. And the resilience there in that farm community, it was really the only job in D.C. I felt I'd have been qualified for. But I love that constituency, having grown up on a farm here in Middle Georgia. So it just worked.
It boggles my mind, though, because of, and we know how big agriculture here is in the state of Georgia. It's the number one economic, provider for the state of Georgia. But aside from that, how important that industry is for us as a nation. And this isn't a one-time thing. If you go back to the Great Depression and the Dust Bowl, it hurts me that our farmers should ever be struggling. They should have bipartisan support. Every American that has bread on their plate should be thankful for what the American farmer does for us.
Mark, we've been so blessed, we take it for granted.
Yeah.
Obviously, I wholeheartedly agree with you, but I mean, go back to the empty meat cases during COVID and see what the panic there was as you remembered that.
And now the bird flu's popping up again.
Yeah.
It's quizzical that we just don't have the farmers don't have the complete support of everyone in D.C. and beyond, because I know here in Georgia they certainly have it. One final question. The Hope Scholarship, is that applicable to a 51-year-old talk show host who now resides in Georgia and has a GPA hovering around 2.2?
You're not qualified.
You are not the first person to say that. You're not the Governor. So good to see you, my friend. This is amazing.
Thank you, Mark.
You look great. Keep up the good work. Congrats on the Hall of Fame. Yeah. From one Hall of Famer to another.
I hear you.
Yeah, congratulations, my friend.
We're a band of brothers, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Good to see you, my
Thank
friend.
you, Mark.
All right, 10:49 on the Mark Arum Show. The government shutdown set to end late tonight, early tomorrow morning. We're still monitoring the impact on air travel. Right now, though, we got to impact the travel on the roadways. Back live to Atlanta's only 24-hour traffic center. Smile, Mark McKay.
All right, Mark, impactful indeed. Double trouble on I-20. The newest problem is Conyers. 2 right lanes lost with a crash. I-20 eastbound at Highway 138, exit 82. With those delays now starting to fill in at Sigmund Road. Use Iris Drive or Dogwood Drive that runs south of I-20 as a virtual access road there. Travel advisory still rolling out of Lithia Springs past a crash in 2 left lanes. I-20 eastbound, exit 51, I-285, with the delays back almost to Thornton Road. Highway 78 is the way to go. Right lane construction on that west side perimeter. 285 southbound slowing things up as you approach Highway 166, Langford Parkway. Smile, Mark McKay, 95.5 WSB.
Eric Erickson.
Informative and topical when you want it.
And he's involved in keeping Chinese communist students at American University.
And a break when you need it.
I forgot to leave food out for the cat. Can you go check on the cat?
Eric Erickson.
By belittling other people, you show your tribal loyalty.
Today, starting at noon, 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Hi, I'm Dale with TrustDale.com. For over a decade, I've trusted America's best choice for windows, doors, siding, and decks. And with their 3-way warranty, including my $10,000 Make It Right guarantee, you can invest with confidence.
That's right, Dale. America's Best Choice offers highest quality, energy-efficient windows and special pricing on custom decks. We also offer beautiful siding, doors, and now roofing, all with no pressure, no gimmicks. Visit abcwind.com for your free in-home estimate. America's Best Choice. Quality you can trust, prices you can afford.
Absolutely nobody likes them. We call them every name in the book. Palmetto bugs, water bugs, smoky browns, tree roaches, German cockroaches, but a roach is a roach by any name, and you want them gone. Hey, it's Mark Arum here for my friends at Breda Pest Management. In Georgia, you can't avoid roaches. They're simply a part of life. They're everywhere. So either get used to roaches, or you better get Breda. Protect your home and family from those vile, nasty, crunchy, whatever you want to call them, bugs. And if your company has stopped coming inside your home, Breda's got your back. They do it the right way, protecting the outside and inside of your home. It's the roaches inside you want gone, so let Breda in and keep those roaches out. Breda Pest Management, they handle bugs and critters like roaches, or whatever you call them. Get started at BREDA.com.
Breda, no need to be afraid of bugs.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car to
1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now.
1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Hey guys, are you striking out in the bedroom? Because pills like Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra just don't work anymore. Here's how Choice Men's Health is solving PE and ED issues. Meet Dr. Katz, the expert in men's health.
Hi, I'm Dr. Katz, Chief Medical Director at Choice Men's Health. Choice Men's Health offers safe, custom-blended medications designed to fit your needs. There is no pain or surgery. It doesn't matter how old you are or if you have diabetes, high blood pressure, or prostate issues. Not a problem. It's safe and affordable for everyone. You'll see results in 15 minutes guaranteed, or you don't pay anything. Solve the problem of ED and PE now.
For a limited time, your initial consultation and first treatment are free. Call now 404-400-1170. That's 404-400-1170 to claim your initial consultation and first treatment for free. Call Choice Men's Health now. 404-400-1170.
Does this sound like you, where every step or reach is a reminder of what hurts, a reminder of what you're not able to do and how far you've drifted from the life you used to have when you didn't feel that pain? Good news for you, because relief is closer than you think, and it doesn't have to come from a scalpel. What if it could come from you? It's Mark Aaron from my pals at QC Kinetics, where they tap into your body's own regenerative power using natural healing factors that help restore and repair damaged tissue, reduce inflammation, and relieve pain at its source. No surgery, no pain pills, no long recovery. And this Veterans Day, QC Kinetics is giving back to their heroes. Veterans will get $500 off their treatment, and for every non-veteran who starts care, QC Kinetics will donate $500 to the Wounded Warrior Project. A great time to book your free consultation. So call QC Kinetics today. 770-285-8026. That's 770-285-8026. Locations in Decatur, Lawrenceville, Sandy Springs, Marietta, Stockbridge, and Douglasville.
Findlay Roofing. The Roof guys are proud to support Clark's Christmas Kids again this year. Findlay will donate at least $15,000 to Clark's Christmas Kids. Time to replace your roof? Please think of Findlay first. FindlayRoofing.com.
Just want to apologize to any Americans who are out there who still have flight cancellations or delays today. I want to apologize to the many American families who were made to go hungry over the last several weeks, our troops and other federal employees.
Speaker Mike Johnson this morning in front of reporters. The House set to vote this evening to reopen the government. Back for his second hit in this half hour. Political analyst Stephen Lawson. Thanks for making way for Governor Perdue there. That was a super cool moment, though.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He is the absolute best, and so happy to scoot over and give my chair to the governor.
So you both opened for and closed for the former governor. I want to close with this one local story. It just popped on AJC.com. We talk about AI so much, and the warning of deep fake videos. Apparently, the Mike Collins campaign tweeted out an AI video of Senator John Ossoff. And it's labeled, if you open the video, that it is AI, but the unsuspecting person, should that be off limits? And, not from constituents that, make whatever you want, but the actual campaign themselves putting out fake AI videos?
Yeah, look, it to your point, it did have the disclaimer on it, but it's a hot topic, right? The General Assembly, the House of Representatives, passed a bill in the last couple years to ban this type of political advertisement using AI or deepfakes. It stalled out in the state Senate. I imagine that bill will come back, because obviously you want to have truth in advertising. I think most people saw this, and if you listen to it, you realize it's a joke.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's people unsuspecting, unwittingly, who will open these videos and think that they're real. It's also serves right as the confirmation bias, right? Like if you listen to the video, and you're like, yeah, that's exactly how I feel, right? Or if you don't, then it's like, oh, this is obviously AI. So definitely going to be, but I think it speaks to the evolving nature, right, of this landscape that we're in about artificial intelligence and really testing the bounds of our political discourse.
Yeah, I think legislation is necessary. If just some random voter wants to post a fake AI video, that's one thing, but actual candidate or campaign is probably a bridge too far.
Agreed.
All right, you will not find deep AI fakes at Stephen's website. Give him the website again.
Dens.com.
Dens.com. Stephen, double hit. You still get paid the same, my friend.
0. Love it.
It's good to see you, buddy. All right, news, weather, and traffic. When we come back, updating our top local stories, the government shutdown. And speaking of AI, we're going to talk tech with Kim Commando. I'm going to fire up that picture of the governor and myself on my Instagram page right now, at Mark Arum, MarkArum.
WSB Atlanta, WSBB FM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Ever wonder why the big wireless companies want you on an unlimited plan? It's because they need you to help cover the cost of the 20-somethings who are using a lot of data every month. Fact is, according to the latest research studies, most people 50 and up, like me, only use 12 gigs or less each month. Don't get bamboozled by big wireless. At Consumer Cellular, pick what suits your needs. Whether it's 1 gig, 5, 10, or unlimited, the point is, pay for exactly what you need and nothing more. We use the same towers as the big guys, but since we don't own and maintain them, we can pass the savings on to you. Our plans start at just $20 a month, and you'll get the best customer service in the business. I want to invite you to join the millions of people who choose something better than big wireless. Because if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
As the end of the year approaches, have you been sitting on the fence thinking, you know what, I'd like to get a high-efficiency water heater, or, you know, I really need that whole home water purification system, because what's better than hot showers and clean water? Well, if you've been sitting on the fence, get off the fence and jump in the game. Hey, it's Mark Arum back from my pals at Reliable Heating and Air. This season, Reliable Heating and Air is giving up to $2,000 cash back when you upgrade to a high-efficiency water heater and whole home water purification system. Or just choose one and get $1,000 cash back. Who doesn't want $1,000 with Christmas approaching? $2,000 cash back when you upgrade to a high-efficiency water heater and a whole home water purification system. Amazing deal from my amazing friends at Reliable Heating and Air. Got to book your free consultation, folks. Go to reliableair.com. That's reliableair.com. Stay warm, stay hydrated, and this holiday season, stay paid with Reliable.
News, weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
It's 11 o'clock. Good morning. I'm Sabrina Cupid. This news is sponsored by the Next Generation Xfinity 10G network. Our top local story: one person is dead this morning, a second person injured, and a house fire in the metro area.
Paulding County fire crews rush out to Flagler Way, where they find heavy flames shooting through a house. They're told there could be people trapped inside.
Made immediate entry. They were able to locate one of the occupants. He was removed from the house, transported to Cobb Hospital with smoke inhalation.
Fire Captain Steve Mapes says a man who is confined to a wheelchair is also brought out. Unfortunately, he does not survive. The state fire marshal is working with Paulding fire investigators to determine a cause. Cheryl Castro, 95.5 WSB.
Going to be a beautiful day, sunny with an afternoon high of 63, says WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. She'll have Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast coming up in just over 2 minutes. Breaking new details this morning concerning the Epstein files. Convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein wrote in a 2011 email that President Trump had spent hours at his house with a victim of sex trafficking, and said in a separate message years later that Trump knew about the girls. The emails just released by House Democrats this morning. White House correspondent Nancy Cortez reports on the timing of all of this.
The whole reason that these emails are being released today, it's no accident. It's because Adelita Grijalva, who was elected weeks ago in a special election in Arizona, is finally being sworn in later today, and she will be that crucial 218th signature to force a vote that would then force the Justice Department to release the Epstein files.
And so far, no response from the White House this morning. Well, you know all those scam text messages you've been getting about not paying tolls when you're driving? We now know who's behind them. Jim Ryan has the story.
The scammers, based in China, have been dubbed the smishing triad for the SMS text messages they send out by the millions. Posing as EasyPass, the U.S. Postal Service, or Google, cybercriminals will try to convince their victims to send money to settle non-existent charges. Now, Google has filed suit against the smishing triad, saying it's damaging its good name.
Amazon stepping up its efforts to combat illegal streaming. The Amazon Fire Stick is plugged into a TV for internet streaming. And again, Amazon is stepping up efforts to crack down on all of that illegal streaming. The House is set to vote this evening on a measure that would end the record-breaking government shutdown. Ryan Nobles has more.
The margins in the House are razor thin. If every Democrat votes no, Republicans can only afford 2 defections. But President Trump, confident the votes would be there, saying he will sign the deal.
Overnight, the House Rules Committee voted along party lines to advance a government funding deal that's already passed in the Senate. The majority GOP committee did not adopt any amendments to the bill that would extend federal health care subsidies. A final vote set for just after 7 o'clock tonight, so be sure and check back for that. This is new this morning. U.S. colleges and universities have seen a 3rd consecutive year of enrollment growth this fall. Undergraduate enrollment was up nearly 2.5%, according to data from the National Student Clearinghouse. Community colleges and certificate programs added the most students this fall. Enrollment in college and university graduate programs was flat during fall semester. Let's take a look at the markets. The Dow right now is up 377 at 48,305. So the Dow is up more than 0.5%. NASDAQ's down more than 0.5%. And the S&P's also in the red. It's time now for live team coverage of traffic and weather. We say good morning to Alex Williams.
Hey, good morning, Sabrina. Busy morning on out on the roadways. We got pothole repair over on the west side perimeter, 285 southbound, the outer loop, Highway 166, exit 5 there in 2 right lanes. Slowing the ride back before Cascade Road. Better news, crash cleared I-20 eastbound over there on the West Freeway right at 285, exit 51, delays improving there. And the crash out in Conyers now at just a right lane block, 20 eastbound, Highway 138, exit 82, but still seeing that slow ride starting just east of Sigmund Road. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. Sunny skies and trending warmer today. High 63, lows tonight in the mid-40s. Tomorrow, sunshine, warming still. High 67. We're back in the 70s by Friday afternoon.
55 degrees right now in Carrollton. Sugar Hill has 52, and it's 54 degrees in Brookhaven. We'll have more news at 11:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
No, I want this town to be near you.
11:04 on Yeah, You Betcha. That was very Midwestern. You betcha. A very busy News Day Wednesday. Welcome back, friends. Mark Arum and crew with you till noon. Coming up, the latest on the reopening, knock on wood, of the government, ending the record 43-day and counting government shutdown. We'll go back to D.C. for the latest and going to update exactly what they are voting on. There's some stuff kind of buried in there, not just really reopen the government. We'll give you the nuts and bolts of that. We have new Epstein information. Epstein emails were subpoenaed by the House Democrats from the Epstein estate. No criminal accusations, but President Trump was named 15 times in his email, a Yahoo email account. I would imagine that Kim Commando does not have an active Yahoo email account. I think you've moved on from the Yahoo email days, right?
Yeah, that and America Online.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, my gosh.
How are you, Kim? Good to see you. Good to talk to you. Good to hear you.
I'm fabulous. Thanks for asking.
We just, real quick, I know this isn't on the agenda today, but we just talked about an AI story here relating to a Georgia political race where a campaign posted a deepfake AI video of another candidate. And it looks just like the candidate. It sounds like the candidate. It's just so easy to make these deepfake videos now.
Oh, it's ridiculous. I don't know if you've checked out the app Sora from OpenAI.
Oh, yeah.
And what's interesting to me is that I asked Sora to do a video of me handing Mark Cuban a $5,000 check.
Okay.
Because I have a Christmas cash giveaway, which we'll talk about in just a little bit. So, but what I thought was fascinating is that it wasn't me, but it was a blonde woman who kind of looks like me. But it was really frightening that it captured my voice. It had my voice 100%.
Well, it's because you are, the most syndicated radio talk show host in America. There's so much audio of you out there, right?
Oh, for sure. And that's, that brings up an interesting point because I was on somebody else's show and we were talking about banking and how you secure your account. And this woman is very well known in the financial industry. And she said, oh, you know what I did, Kim, with my bank is that I opted in for voice authentication. So my bank can't do anything Yeah. So she actually went on and she was like, my bank can't do anything unless I say yes and they authenticate my voice. And I'm like, that is like the worst thing you could do.
Absolutely.
I don't think I'm going to be back on our show because I kind of called her out on it.
Yeah, that's no bueno. I have a retinal scan now on my Discover credit card. I can't use my Discover credit card unless they take a retinal scan.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's nuts.
One more AI related story. How can listeners have a side hustle working at home doing jobs for AI companies?
Well, I am so obsessed with artificial intelligence.
Indeed.
I am. And I really have been working hard to help people pivot in their careers. And I'm working on this whole initiative that I'm going to be doing with Arizona State University in the first quarter of next year. Because when you start looking about AI and how you can use AI, you really have to think out of the box. And for example, how would you think a vice president of, say, Burlington Coat Factory would be able to use AI to increase profits?
I love Burlington. I don't know. I'm already excited to know the answer, though.
The answer is, imagine if that vice president at Burlington Coat Factory
Yeah.
could tell AI, I want you to analyze all the TikTok videos from people that live in the Atlanta area.
Okay.
And between the ages of 18 and 20, tell me what they're wearing, what color it is, and what the texture of that fabric is, so that this way they could come up with a whole new line. I mean, you could not do that with a human. I mean,
That's next level.
It is.
Truly.
It is. It's really something. So what these large language modules need right now are people who are looking for side hustles. Because if you're going to be getting into AI on that type of level, like we just talked about, you're going to really need some certifications and you're going to need a degree. And a lot of universities are now offering 1-year degrees in artificial intelligence. But there's a mom in Texas. She works full-time in real estate. And when her daughter goes to bed, she fires up her laptop and she starts training AI. She reviews chatbot responses. She flags content that doesn't actually meet the mark. That pays about $40 an hour. Isaiah is a college student, and he went really deep into AI annotation, where he wrote challenging prompts, and he reviews responses, and he tries to break the chatbots with tricky questions, and that pays around $50 an hour. Mike is a side hustler guy. He fits his AI gigs around his 9-to-5 job. He gets into what's called simple data labeling, and he makes about $25 an hour for this.
Okay, but who pays that? The AI companies?
Yes.
Oh, interesting.
But what you have to do is go to these platforms where the AI companies will hire you from. I mean, so it's not like you can just go to OpenAI and say, "Hey, I need a side hustle." Okay. What you want, there are these different places, and I have links to these on my site. But like CrowdGen, Outlier, Scale AI. Prolific, also Mechanical Turk, which is actually owned by Amazon. And so it's not also easy to get these jobs. I just want to preface that. So what you want to do is you have to pass a qualification test. You build a reputation. And then once you start proving yourself, the better paying jobs will open up.
That sounds great. I'm free every day afternoon. I could go home and bang out 4 hours of AI and make a couple $100. That's phenomenal.
And some of these certifications, I mean, seriously, I was talking to my family about this last night at dinner, and I'm like, I so want to get an AI certification. And it's only 5 weeks, really. Wow. And it's not a big certification, but then everybody at the table looked at me like, when are you going to do that? And I'm like, oh, you're right. I don't have time.
You have no time. You get AI to take the certification test for you. There you
I know.
go.
I would love that. I love that.
I want to talk about this story with my background in traffic. I'm wildly familiar about license plate readers. The story you're covering here, woman got charged with a theft because of one of those license plate readers, but it wasn't her.
Yeah, a woman in Colorado, she was falsely accused of theft because of a flock camera. And she wasn't even close to where this camera was, but the flock camera spotted her car near the scene, so it says. So she had to dig up dash cam footage, her GPS on her phone, and she even had to show the outfit that she was wearing that day to prove that that was not her. The charges were dropped, but the stress so real. These flock cameras and license plate readers, they are just really popping up everywhere. One wrong ping and suddenly you're guilty until you're proven innocent. These are private cameras. They're not installed by the city. really primarily HOAs, apartment complexes, businesses, all connected to police departments, and these are searchable databases. So there is a volunteer-run map that shows these known flock camera locations. Basically, you just put in your zip code, you take a look. It's not perfect, but it's really the best thing that we have right now in case you want to see if, in fact, a flock camera is scanning your license plate wherever you're going. And of course, now these flock cameras, they have been used, for good things like recovering stolen cars and even solving murders. But there have been documented cases where police and even some rogue employees have used the system to track people for their personal reasons, which is kind of creepy. But if you want to go to this website, it's dflock.me. Again, that's dflock.me.
Interesting. And it's one of the tools in every CIA or detective TV show that I watch is the license plate readers. Kim, we got the holidays coming up. I know the listeners want to win a $500 Amazon gift card. How can they do that?
Oh, I'm so excited. It's the Kim Komando Show Christmas Cash. And every caller to the show will win an Amazon gift card up to $500. And then this runs through December 15th. And then also once a day, anybody who gets my free newsletter, there's also going to be a winner every single day in the newsletter too. So if you don't already get the newsletter, which you're going to love, it has a 5 out of 5-star rating over at Trustpilot. Head over to getkim.com and sign up right now. That's
getkim.com. Not physically get her. Not like get shorty.
Not that.
Getkim.com. All right. Well, I'm already signed up for the newsletter, so hopefully I'll win the $500 Amazon gift card. Kim, we'll listen to you this weekend on the show. As always, appreciate your time, my friend.
You betcha. Thanks,
there you
Mark.
Go. Getkim.com, guys. Getkim.com. Who wouldn't want a $500 Amazon gift card, courtesy of the Kim Komando Show? Not exactly Take Our Turkey Tuesday, which returns next Tuesday, by the way. In case you missed it yesterday, we gave so Vinny had to screen 3 40-second callers yesterday.
Yeah,
is that right?
One every hour. Yep.
And did he even get star of the show for that? I can't remember.
Did we give him? I think he did.
I think I might have given him a pity one. But Take Our Turkey Tuesday returns next Tuesday here on the Mark Arum Show. 3 chances during the show to win a turkey, courtesy of Reliable Heating and Air. All right, so going back to the government shutdown, what is in the bill to reopen the federal government? Funding federal agencies, obviously. This bill will provide funding for most federal agencies all the way through January 30th, wherein we might have another government shutdown. Food assistance. The legislation would fully fund the food stamp program for the rest of the fiscal year, which isn't just till December 31st. The fiscal year ends September 30th of 2026. So if this bill is signed, which we think it will be, SNAP benefits, Deborah, will be fully funded through September 30th of next year. So great relief to the SNAP benefits. The legislation provides $8.2 billion for the WIC food assistance program, which serves roughly 7 million pregnant women, new moms, and young kids. That's a $603 million increase over the past fiscal year. Legislation provides $460 million for the commodity supplemental food program, which supplies more than 700,000 low-income senior citizens with monthly food boxes, which is something we didn't really talk about, but that's cool. Also in this, which is unrelated to healthcare or SNAP, congressional and Supreme Court security. Concerned about their own security and that of their staff, lawmakers included $203 million in new funding to beef up security measures to protect members of the House and Senate in the package. It also provides funding to support Capitol complex physical security requirements and cyber security practices. An additional $28 million for the protection and security of Supreme Court justices. That, to me, might be the best spent money in this bill. How many times have I said, Deborah, if you're a Supreme Court justice right now, and you're not walking around with armed guards 24/7, you're crazy. Because there are a lot of crazy people out there. So actually, $28 million to protect our Supremes is pretty good. Veterans medical care. This is cool. Package provides $115 billion for discretionary VA medical care, a bump of more than $2.3 billion from the prior fiscal year. It includes funding for the cost of war, toxic exposures funds, rural health, caregivers, women's health, veterans, homelessness prevention, and mental health and child care. Federal workers legislation also guarantees retroactive pay for the roughly 1.4 million federal workers who are furloughed. Hopefully they survived through that. And this is the weird one. And when I learn more about this, We'll talk more about it. This deal includes a section that would require the Justice Department and the FBI to notify the Senate when a lawmaker is under investigation and if their personal information is being subpoenaed. The language tucked into one of the appropriations bills comes after Senate Republicans released FBI records related to an investigation called Arctic Frost, which pertained to fake elector scheme from 2020, where Trump allies pressured GOP electors to register electoral college votes for Trump from states that former President Joe Biden won. And I also saw something where lawmakers can sue retroactively, going back to 2022, $500,000 if their phone records were subpoenaed. I don't know who they could sue for that, but I don't even know what that has to do with anything. But that was tucked into this government reopening bill. But knock on wood, this time tomorrow, the government will reopen. When we come back, we're going to update our top local stories. Right now, though, it's 11:18 on the Mark Arum Show. Going to check the ride around town. Hello and good morning to Alex Williams.
Hey, good morning, Mark. Still watching a jam on the west side perimeter. DOT says it's pothole repair. 2 right lanes taken out. 285 southbound. The outer loop, Highway 166, Langford Parkway, exit 5. You're slowing back toward I-20. You can always head into town. Use 7585 south. It's a fast track to get down toward the airport. Some better news in Conyers. That crash, I-20 eastbound. Highway 138, exit 82. That has all cleared up, all lanes open there. And the earlier stalled Big Rig in Marietta, 75 southbound, just past Delk Road. That has been moved off to the right. A little sluggish, leaving South Marietta Parkway, but quickly improving. Traffic brought to you by the Georgia Lottery. Hey, Georgia, remember you can play Georgia Lottery games from almost anywhere on any device. Go to GALottery.com and click on DigiGames. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
I'm here with Chris Hoffman, the founder of Hoffman Financial Group and host of Money Unleashed. Chris, every week on the show, we offer folks something we call the Portfolio X-Ray. I was hoping you could walk us through that process and tell us why the information it uncovers is so powerful.
Yeah, so the reason we love doing the Portfolio X-Ray for you is we do that behind the scenes. Everybody's extremely busy. Nobody wants to waste time in traffic. If you call in, we will ask you for some information via the phone. Once you've given us that information, we go to work and we put all the hours in developing the report. And I commit this to you. The Portfolio X-Ray is eye-opening. At least 90+% of the time, we can find 2 or 3 golden nuggets in there that you were not aware of that we can either change in your current portfolio mix for you. It's called a 401k optimizer. Or if we manage the assets for you, we certainly can recommend how to diversify away from some of the troubling points that are exposed during the Portfolio X-Ray. Once we've got that, then we'll have you in for your initial consultation. We will present the Portfolio X-Ray to you and walk you through the high points of it. And that's a document that you get to take with you. It's like getting a financial physical. So how many of you avoided going to the doctor for the annual physical last year? You do the same thing with your financial life. You ignore it. You keep pumping money into your 401k. You hope that it's going well, and I can tell you that hope is not a good investment or financial planning strategy. You need to know. So if you want to know, call us.
The Portfolio X-Ray is complimentary. Give Hoffman Financial Group a call to schedule yours today. 404-737-3858, 404-737-3858, or online at unleashyourmoney.com. Investment advisory services offered through Brookstone Wealth Advisors, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Hoffman Financial Group Incorporated, Georgia Insurance License number 163546.
If you need a furnace, think of Reliable with unbeatable lifetime warranty and only $59.99 a month. It's getting cold out there. Don't be a turkey this Thanksgiving. Hey, it's Mark Arum here. Reliable Heating Air wants to keep you warm and feed you too with free Turkey Tuesday. Every Tuesday leading up to Thanksgiving, listen to my show for your chance to win a free Thanksgiving turkey courtesy of Reliable Heating and Air, the name Atlanta trusts when it's time to turn on the heat. Stay cozy, save energy, and keep your oven and your furnace cooking this holiday season. Visit ReliableAir.com to schedule your furnace check today.
Will my hair really grow back? Do I still get to have a birthday party? Can my teddy come into the machine with me? Will you stay with me tonight, Mommy?
Every day, kids at Children's Healthcare of Atlanta ask questions they should never have to. By giving today, you can help us answer them. With your support, our kids get the care and treatment they need, and even a birthday they'll never forget. Give to Children's for that. Donate today at choa.org/give.
Sell your home with Mark Spain Real Estate and get the strongest cash offer in the industry. You'll save time, make the most money, and eliminate all the hassle. Don't worry about the inconveniences of selling your home. Mark Spain Real Estate's guaranteed offer makes selling stress-free. We've served over 72,000 satisfied clients, and we know what matters most: a quick sale and maximum profit. Find out what your guaranteed offer would be. There's no obligation. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today. That's markspain.com and start packing.
You know Dasher and Dancer and Prancer and Vixen, Comet and Cupid and Rufus. What the? Dave Baker here. Findlay Roofing, the Roof guys, and Rufus are proud to support Clark's Christmas Kids again this year. Findlay will donate $100 from every roof replacement between now and December 14th. They're committed to donate at least $15,000 to Clark's Christmas Kids. Santa is so proud, and Rufus is proud too. Schedule your free roof analysis at FindlayRoofing.com.
Picture it, your holiday table, the family cooking together, the scent of golden brown bread, rosemary from roasted potatoes, and a salad so crisp it snaps. This season at Kroger, make the moments that matter possible with quality that's affordable in every aisle. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Grade A frozen Butterball whole turkeys are 99 cents a pound with your card and additional $25 purchase. Limit 2. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
'Tis the season. Have you gotten your flu shot? At All Care, our experienced flu specialists are dedicated to providing comprehensive and personalized care, from vaccines to testing to treatment. And you can walk right in to any of All Care's 15 Atlanta locations and access our unique combination of primary and immediate care under a single roof. For flu season and beyond, say goodbye to waiting for the doctor and say hello to All Care, a proud member of the Piedmont Clinically Integrated Network.
As we all start to ponder the things we're thankful for, how about sparing a thought for your faithful garage door? Protecting your car from the wind and rain, standing guard against hurricanes, and pelican poop. If crazy Uncle Mick ruins yet another dinner being overly thankful to a bottle of cheap hooch, how about you thank the hard-working garage door who's always there for you? Drive in and drive out. At Mo Better Garage, we make that way mo better. We can help you show some love by keeping your garage door healthy and happy. Clean and lubricate the tracks and rollers, or repair some old damage that gets on your nerves. And your door will stay loyal for years to come. How do I know? Because I'm Mo. Call Mo Better Garage and we'll come over and treat him nicer than Uncle Mick.
Mo Better Garage, we make it way more better.
MoBetterGarage.com.
It's not going to be easy. It's going to be really hard. And we're going to have to work at this every day, but I want to do that because I want you.
Happy 45th birthday to my former coworker, actor Ryan Gosling. That was his role in The Notebook. Did you know I worked with Ryan Gosling, Deborah?
At Disney for the Mickey Mouse Club?
No, I was a featured extra in Remember the Titans. I had a couple of scenes with Mr. Gosling, and he was like the skinny, wimpy kid back in that. He kind of blossomed into a leading man in Hollywood. He is skinny. I am not. New data shows that our brain, this is an excuse, Longoria, for pay attention for you and me. Our brain apparently is wired to keep us overweight. Exactly what does that mean, Deborah?
All right, so if you're wondering why you can't lose weight, right, it might not just be lack of willpower. It is the way your brain is wired. Because if you think back to, like, the ancestors of humans, the very first humans,
Yeah.
It's not like we could roll into the Publix and just pick up anything,
Exactly.
right? Food wasn't necessarily that easy, so our bodies found ways to store fat. The way, you know, like
Our
today,
brains are wired
Right, we
to-
might not have food today, so we have to keep as
Yes.
much energy as possible. But if we had too much food, we need to expel it because, you know, well, you're hunting and stuff like that. So your body still kind of remembers that. So now that we can just open the pantry and kind of get stuff whenever we want, our body still thinks, oh, you've lost weight. Why are we losing
who
weight?
knows
Are
when
we-
you're going to kill the next
Yeah,
elk?
are you in danger? We better not lose weight. So it's kind of hangs on to it as much as it can.
Explains my huskiness. I don't know why I included you in that, Longoria. You're fit.
No, I'm
I'm
with you.
husky. But it's all our brains. It's the fault of our brains. All right, Sabrina's got news, weather, and traffic in 3. When we come back, updating our top local stories. And is JFK's grandson going to run for Congress? His last name's not Kennedy. I'll tell you who he is when we come back on The Mark Arum Show.
Cold temps can freeze water in the ground, wreaking havoc on your septic system. Hi, I'm Shannon, owner of Scorpion Septic. We can help. My licensed, insured, experienced team responds 24/7 with upfront pricing and high-quality work.
Take the sting out of septic service with Scorpion Septic, where there is never a pump-out charge with your repair. Details online, scorpionsepticservices.com.
ScorpionSepticServices.com.
Football season and True Atlanta Fashion Renters Warehouse going big by stuffing 24 football puns in one ad. Hope your radio's got good reception, folks. Now huddle up and listen to their pitch. If you manage your own rental property, time out, time to sack yourself and bring in backups, because giving the ball to Renters Warehouse Atlanta a much better option. Tired of fumbling around, playing defense, and penalizing your family by working overtime? They've got the playbook for success. So just hand off your property management to them and kick back while they tackle the grunt work. Their special teams know how to handle the details and help you avoid the unnecessary roughness of managing a rental. They'll screen your tenants, make sure you receive the rent on time, and help you move maintenance calls to the sidelines. One extra point: once you see how Renters Warehouse Atlanta makes property management a snap, your happiness will spike. Don't take a knee. Take control. Go to rwatlanta.com today or call 404-662-2322. That's 404-662-2322. And that is good for Renters Warehouse Atlanta.
Scott Slade here to talk to you about your health, and I think it's real important to talk about what is most likely to kill you. Heart disease is the #1 killer of Americans, and the older we get, the more prevalent it is. But you can reduce your risk. Eat right, don't smoke, exercise, and be informed about what's going on in your own body. Like lots of potentially serious health problems, if you catch heart disease early, you vastly increase your chances of living a longer life. And that's where virtual imaging comes in. Virtual imaging scans take less than 10 minutes and screen with 98% accuracy for heart disease. Other scans, including brain and full body, are available too. Virtual imaging is locally owned and operated in Atlanta for over 15 years, so they can make you this terrific offer: a complimentary heart scan for you and your spouse with a few minimum requirements. So don't put this off. I've done it. Call Virtual Imaging today for your free heart scan. 770-678-SCAN. That's 770-678-7226. Or visit their website at virtualimagingatl.com.
At Shane Company, there's no shortcuts, just craftsmanship. Because a friend wants your fine jewelry and dream engagement ring to be nothing short of perfect, no matter the price. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk. It's 11:30. Good morning. I'm Sabrina Cupid. This news is sponsored by Main Street Auto. This just in, it's being called historic. A methamphetamine seizure in Cherokee County. 200 pounds of methamphetamine valued at $500,000 has been confiscated. The drug bust taking place at an undisclosed storage facility in Cherokee County. Drug agents say this operation has ties to El Salvador, Mexico, and the violent street gang MS-13. We'll have more coming up on the news at noon. All right, your weather for today. It's going to be beautiful. Hope you get a chance to get out and enjoy it. Sunny skies and warmer today. Highs around 63. WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards will have Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast coming up. Fire investigators are looking into what caused a deadly blaze in Paulding County. Fire crews were called to a home on Flagler Way just before 9:30 last night, being told that somebody may possibly be trapped inside. When they arrived on scene, they quickly went inside. They found two people, pulled them out of that home. One person was pronounced dead at the scene. The other taken to the hospital with smoke inhalation. No names have yet been released. The White House is now accusing Democrats of selectively leaking emails from convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein to create a fake narrative, they say, to smear President Trump. Epstein wrote in a 2011 email that Trump had spent hours at Epstein's house with a victim of sex trafficking and said in a separate message years later that Trump knew about the girls. The email made public by Democrats on the House Oversight Committee this morning adds to the questions about Trump's friendship with Epstein and about any knowledge that he may have had in what prosecutors call a years-long effort by Epstein to exploit underage girls. The Republican President Trump denying knowledge of Epstein's alleged crimes. Well, the government shutdown could be coming to an end. The longest government shutdown in history could be ending as soon as tonight. The House of Representatives set to vote tonight. You can check back for updates on that on your ride home. A special meeting today in Gwinnett County looking to move the district closer to getting a new superintendent. The board hosting a Phase 1 special meeting in which it'll give the results of surveys and then focus groups made up by community members and staff on what they'd like to see in the next superintendent. The board hopes to have actual candidates by the end of the year after it fired then Superintendent Dr. Calvin Watts back in the spring, saying that they needed new leadership. And a new partnership between Kennesaw State University and Marietta City Schools is shedding some light on how banning cell phones in classrooms can benefit both students and teachers.
Surveys of teachers following cell phone restrictions in the classroom show that not only is student engagement increasing, but so is teacher satisfaction. KSU professor Mei-Lin Chang worked with Marietta schools on the study.
They feel more supported and their personal well-being has improved.
She says that teachers in schools that don't ban cell phones have a tough job.
Students are not paying attention in class.
Chang says KSU will continue to work with schools on implementation of the ban in classrooms. Lisa Nicholas, 95.5 WSB.
Let's take a look at the markets. The Dow right now is up 353 at 48,281. NASDAQ is down slightly, and the S&P is up slightly. It's time for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Here's Alex Williams.
Unfortunately, you're going to have to sound a travel advisory on the west side perimeter, Sabrina. Emergency road repair, 285 southbound, the outer loop, Highway 166, Langford Parkway, exit 5. 2 right lanes are blocked. You're stacked up leaving I-20. You can take 75-85 southbound as an alternate, or even Fulton Industrial Boulevard. On I-20 westbound between Lithia Springs and Douglasville, right lane construction just past Lee Road, exit number 41. And they're paving again in Gwinnett County, the intersection of Sugarloaf Parkway and Highway 29, Lawrenceville Highway, jamming you up trying to make your way past those stoplights. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Upward. Sunny skies and mild today, high 63. Not as chilly for tonight, lows in the mid-40s. Tomorrow, sunshine, high 67. We're back in the 70s by Friday afternoon.
56 degrees in Chamblee. It's 57 in Forest Park, and Peachtree Corners has 55 degrees. We'll have more news at noon. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
He's the guy at the desk next to you.
It's not as bad as it could be.
He's your co-pilot for the ride home.
Hey, the ladies are at home. Let's smoke cigars.
Eric Von Hessler.
Some sort of cultural affirmation. Yes, I am this kind of man.
Today at 3.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
We believe the long national nightmare will be over tonight.
Speaker Mike Johnson, the end of the government shutdown is near. When we come back, we'll update that. Reaction from the Trump administration to those Epstein emails, and a local company cutting some of their staff. We'll give you all those details next on the Mark Arum Show.
At Ameris Bank, we know that it's never just business when it's your business. I'm Brian Parks, head of commercial banking in Atlanta for Ameris Bank. Whether your business is looking to optimize cash flow, improve your payment technology, or grow more quickly, my team and I are here and ready to help with a superior level of service, smart banking technology, and local market expertise. I invite you to reach out to my team by visiting amerisbank.com/yourbusiness or a local branch near you. Ameris Bank, fiercely yours, member FDIC.
Hey guys, are you striking out in the bedroom? Because pills like Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra just don't work anymore. Here's how Choice Men's Health is solving PE and ED issues. Meet Dr. Katz, the expert in men's health.
Hi, I'm Dr. Katz, Chief Medical Director at Choice Men's Health. Choice Men's Health offers safe, custom-blended medications designed to fit your needs. There is no pain or surgery. It doesn't matter how old you are or if you have diabetes, high blood pressure, or prostate issues. Not a problem. It's safe and affordable for everyone. You'll see results in 15 minutes guaranteed, or you don't pay anything. Solve the problem of ED and PE now.
For a limited time, your initial consultation and first treatment are free. Call now, 404-400-1170. That's 404-400-1170 to claim your initial consultation and first treatment for free. Call Choice Men's Health now, 404-400-1170.
Hey friends, have you filed an insurance claim for a roof replacement only to be denied? Are you not sure what to do? You're not alone. Dr. Roof here to help. Hey, it's Mark Arum. Dr. Roof specializes in reviewing the storm damage and getting your roof replaced. They've been around for over 37 years and can help you with all of your options. Don't settle for a denied or partial insurance claim. Get the roof you deserve with Dr. Roof. Online at drroof.com.
I'm Channel 2's Lori Wilson.
I'm Fred Blankenship. Channel 2 Action News this morning is the best place to be for breaking news.
So much is happening, and we're on it. Our reporters are the first to know in your community, bringing you fresh information, the best video.
We know you depend on us. It's why we're everywhere live to prepare you for the day ahead.
In the morning, see what's new.
Don't miss a day. Join us. Channel 2 Action News this morning, 4:30 to 7.
Sell your home with Mark Spain Real Estate and get the strongest cash offer in the industry. You'll save time, make the most money, and eliminate all the hassle. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today. That's markspain.com and start packing.
Ox, a camelina, kangaroo. 11:30. Why am I singing? The government's going to be reopened. All you folks that have missed those paychecks are going to get them within 24 to 36 hours. The latest on the reopening of the government throughout the day here on 95.5 WSB. In just a couple of minutes, we are hearing reaction from the Trump administration to those Epstein emails that were released right as we were coming on the show this morning. Tomorrow on the show, by the way, one-on-one interview with Dr. Sanjay Gupta. He joins us on the show tomorrow. Can't wait to talk to the good doctor. I want to update a local story, Deborah. This is bad news. The good news is the federal workers are going to get their paychecks. The bad news is a local company announcing more layoffs, so a lot of folks losing their job just before the holidays.
Yeah, this is actually a global packaging manufacturer plant. Then they're going to close the Atlanta plant here, which means a loss of about 50 jobs. They're called Smurfit Westrock, and they're technically Smurfit Westrock.
Like Smurf?
Smurf, yeah, that's Smurfit.
Okay.
Yeah, Smurfit Westrock.
No trademark violation there?
Well, it's Smurfit, not Smurfette.
It's Smurfette.
Not Smurfette.
No, all right.
Anyway, Smurfit Westrock, they're based out of Dublin, but then their headquarters are here in Sandy Springs for the American one. But their plant is down by Fulton Industrial Boulevard. That plant is going to close. And they make things that you probably use regularly.
Yep.
Pizza boxes,
Yep.
to-go containers, bakery boxes. Now they're saying tariffs have really cut into their business. They closed a paper plant in Savannah. Remember we did that story a couple weeks ago? And then just all the packaging, there's been a less demand, which is crazy. There's less demand for delivery, so they're seeing less product needed.
Well, yeah, that's sad. 50 folks losing their job. I didn't tell you this story last week, but I'm going to do it now since you mentioned pizza boxes. Maya was going out to dinner with her gym buddies the other day. All girls, everyone chill out. But I was like, so I was home with Soba, and I'm like, you know what? I haven't had, pizza from one of the chains in a while. So, let me order. I'm not going to say the chain, but I'm like, let's order that. Soba, what do you think? Let's get, a chain pizza. So I order it, and it said delivery was going to be in 17 minutes. I'm like, perfect. I'm starving. An hour and a half later, the pizza's not there yet. So I call up the location, and I'm like, hey, man, is this pizza ever no big deal. I'll order something else. I just want to know if it's coming. They're like, yeah, chill out. It's coming. It's on the way. I'm like, all right. So I'm heated. So 2 hours after I order the pizza delivery guy shows up to the door, and I'm ready to, dress this cat down. I'd be like, where? And I open the door. He's like, hey, Mark Arum. And I'm like, hey, buddy. So I was like, I didn't say anything. I'm like, thanks. He goes, oh, I listen to you. I'm like, oh, thanks. Pizza's ice cold. I got to put it in the air fryer. I know this food insecure folks are like, why are you complaining? At least you got food. But I was ready to light into this guy. And he goes, Mark Arum, oh my gosh, that must be Soba. I'm like, hey, thanks, man. Give me that ice cold pizza now. Anyway, all right. Thank you, Deborah. And sorry for the folks at the Smurfette Packaging Company that are losing their job right before the Christmas holiday. That stinks. All right. Let's go back to the White House now. Again, the breaking news popped just before we got on the air, right as we were coming on the air. Emails were subpoenaed by House Democrats of the Epstein estate. And in those emails to and from Jeffrey Epstein to Ghislaine Maxwell and an author, President Trump was mentioned, I believe, 15 times. Finally getting some reaction from the Trump administration. Elena Treen, moments ago at the White House.
Yeah, we are getting the first comments now to these emails that were released by Democrats on the House Oversight Committee this morning. Pamela, I'm just going to read for you some of what this statement says. It's from the White House Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt, really lashing out at Democrats and arguing that they're selectively leaking some of these documents in order to try and embarrass the president. She writes, quote, the Democrats selectively leaked emails to the liberal media to create a fake narrative to smear President Trump. The unnamed victim referenced in these emails is the late Virginia Giuffre, who repeatedly said President Trump was not involved in any wrongdoing whatsoever and couldn't have been friendlier to her. They go on to argue things that we know they have in the past, which is that the president had long ago kicked Jeffrey Epstein out of his Mar-a-Lago club, calling him a creep, and all of that they have highlighted. And we should point out that Donald Trump has never been convicted or accused of really any wrongdoing here by any victims. And one of the emails that they are referencing, the White House specifically, that of course was released publicly this morning that CNN was able to review, does talk about and does have a victim, a redacted name in one of these emails where Jeffrey Epstein mentions the president by name in an email to Ghislaine Maxwell, of course, his accomplice in a lot of these sex trafficking and sex crimes. But what they're arguing is that her name, Virginia Giuffre, was the one we know from House Republicans on the committee now that was the name that was referenced in this email. The House Democrats had redacted it when releasing it. Their argument is that Giuffre, who has been very vocal about what she had experienced and survived through all of this, has never once argued that Trump had treated her inappropriately. And so that's really what they're trying to argue here. Now, one thing I do want to be clear on, and I think we should all be paying attention to, is that Leavitt, the press secretary, does have a White House briefing today, and so you can imagine that there's going to be a lot of questions about this, and she's going to have to come with a lot of answers for reporters who are eager to hear more about this and why this has not been released before or come up before, at least from the Trump administration side.
Lane Treen moments ago at the White House again. Caroline Leavitt will have a press briefing today. We'll see if she's she's going to be asked about it. But what I don't understand is, because there was nothing. She called it a smear campaign against President Trump, but Deborah, there was nothing really criminal or anything in those emails. It was just Jeffrey Epstein mentioning President Trump in emails to Ghislaine Maxwell and the author. By calling it a smear campaign, doesn't it add like teeth to the text of the emails?
Kind of. All I can think of is, when somebody's mad at someone else and they just kind of throw that person's name. There's like, maybe when him and Trump kind of had that falling out, he kind of started doing things maybe just to spite him. So he's like, well, Trump this and Trump that, even though, again, you said nobody ever said anything against President Trump,
accusations
except everything was coming from Epstein.
And the fact that, Giuffre, Virginia Giuffre, like, she wrote a book. And if President Trump did anything nefarious, you'd think it would be in that book. So I think that the smear campaign accusation just adds teeth that might not be there in the emails. If I were her, I would have been like, these are nothing emails. They prove nothing. I wouldn't have called it a smear campaign. Calling it a smear campaign makes you think that there's actually something there. And I don't know if it's there or not. Earlier in the show, we talked about the ongoing narco boat attacks. The United Kingdom says they're going to stop sharing some information with our intelligence agencies. New buildup of the U.S. military forces in the Caribbean, which the Trump administration says is part of its operations against drug cartels. U.S. aircraft carriers arrived in the region. ABC News Chief Global Affairs anchor Martha Raddatz has the details.
The USS Ford is the largest aircraft carrier in the world, with more than 4,000 sailors and dozens of fighter jets, which could potentially be used against suspected drug cartels. The U.S. has already obliterated nearly 20 boats the Pentagon says were trafficking drugs. The strikes leaving more than 75 people dead, with big questions remaining about the legality of those strikes.
Or what happens next? The largest aircraft carrier in the world, now in the Caribbean. Certainly a story worth monitoring. Oh, I forgot to pay this off the tease. Jack Schlossberg, the only grandson of former President John F. Kennedy, has announced he's running for office. Schlossberg, what a name, the son of former Ambassador Caroline Kennedy, will enter the race for a congressional seat in New York City. CBS News senior White House correspondent Ed O'Keefe has more.
Schlossberg says he'll run in the Democratic primary to represent New York's 12th congressional district, encompasses most of Manhattan. Longtime Congressman Jerry Nadler announced in September he's stepping down after next year. Schlossberg campaigned last year on behalf of Kamala Harris and previously for President Biden. In a statement this morning, he says his campaign is for the young at heart, the strong in spirit, and anyone who thinks we deserve better.
This is something I should have asked political analyst Stephen Lawson when he was in studio. As the only grandson of JFK, You would think, he might have a bright political future. But he doesn't have the last name Kennedy. It's Schlossberg.
Yeah, I feel like you hyphenate that or you make that your middle name, right?
Go ahead.
Kennedy Schlossberg.
Go ahead and change it. Just change it now. He should have changed it before. Jack Schlossberg Kennedy. Something, right? Because that's too much even for a campaign side. Judd Hickenbotham's got a long name. Did you know they actually thought about asking Judd to change his name years ago? Because it was too much.
Yes, I do believe that.
Yeah.
Yes, most people in radio are said
Judd
to
stuck to his
names.
guns. Good for Judd. He is not winning star of the show, though, because he denied us Chick-fil-A today. All right, when we come back, yesterday we talked about a possible tariff impacting imported pastas. We got an update on that story. First, he is not food insecure, but he is the best. Alex Williams.
Hey, Mark, we are watching the brake light battle on the west side outer loop. 285 southbound slows just south of I-20, exit 10, down to this construction emergency road repair in 2 right lanes at Highway 166, Langford Parkway, exit number 5. Also, between Lithia Springs and Douglasville, you have right lane construction, 20 westbound past Lee Road, exit 41. And if you brake lights through Midtown, 7585 southbound from 17th Street, as you make your way past Georgia Tech down toward Cortlandt Street. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
The Senate approves a measure to end the shutdown.
Bill as amended is passed.
When will Americans feel the effects?
The House now needs to be called back into session, and then they need to vote.
From SNAP benefits to air traffic control, it all hangs in the balance as Washington gets back to work.
As the deal works its way through Congress, flight disruptions are piling up nationwide.
For the very latest and how it affects you, listen often throughout the day. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's breaking news station.
Some friends one time sent my wife and me Omaha steaks for Christmas, and they sent it to our old house. We had moved out of it and not yet sold it. Went to the house. I could smell the steak before I saw it. Didn't know who sent it to me. Called Omaha Steaks. Not only did they send me a brand new package to my house, they told me who had sent it to me so I could send a thank you note. It was incredible customer service. And I've been sending gifts from Omaha Steaks because how great their customer service is ever since. You can get the Sizzle All the Way sale right now, 50% off site-wide at omahasteaks.com, and you get an extra $35 off with promo code ERICK, E-R-I-C-K, at checkout. You can get incredible options. My wife began her love affair of caramel apple tartlets with that package. Omaha Steaks sent to us. You can, too. Get the fillets, get the New York strips, omahasteaks.com, 50% off right now, the Sizzle All the Way sale, $35 off extra with promo code ERICK at checkout, minimum order required, omahasteaks.com.
You're building a deck or adding a room, that's wonderful. But if you skip hiring an architect trying to save money, well, the builder's going to need drawings anyway. They're going to hire an architect regardless and mark up their fees to you. That's why it's smarter to start your project at Sketchhouse. Hi, I'm Richard Taylor, architect at Sketchhouse. At Sketchhouse, we'll make sure your plans are code and zoning compliant, they'll be creative, and they will look great. You're going to save thousands of dollars with Sketchhouse Architects. We're going to make this easy for you. Go to sketchhouse.com. That's sketch, H-A-U-S, sketchhouse.com.
This is Scott Slade, and nothing takes the place of time when it comes to spotting problems with your health, especially cancer. The earlier, the better. That's where virtual imaging comes in. Virtual imaging's LDCT body scan can be invaluable, giving you more time for you and your loved ones to take charge of your health. They can detect tumors as early as precancerous virtually anywhere in your body, and aneurysms you may not even know are there. Due to overwhelming demand for a limited time, their $995 core body scan offer has been extended. It's a $2,495 value. Early detection saves lives, and now it's more affordable than ever. Virtual Imaging has gotten such great response to this offer that they've opened up more times in both offices, but appointments will fill up fast, so don't wait. Some minimum requirements may apply. Early detection is your best protection. To schedule your virtual imaging $995 core body scan, call 770-678-SCAN. That's 770-678-SCAN. Or make an appointment by visiting their website at virtualimagingatl.com.
The following is a paid commercial announcement.
Corporate megastores are spending millions lobbying D.C. politicians on one-sided policies that send small businesses tumbling. They want to enact harmful credit card mandates that take resources away from your local credit union and community bank, leaving Main Street businesses with less access to credit, making it harder for your family to pay for everyday goods like gas and groceries. Tell Congress to guard your card and oppose the Durbin-Marshall credit card mandates.
Paid for by Electronic Payments Coalition.
Hi, I'm Dale with TrustDale.com. For over a decade, I've trusted America's Best Choice for windows, doors, siding, and decks. And with their 3-way warranty, including my $10,000 Make It Right guarantee, you can invest with confidence.
That's right, Dale. America's Best Choice offers highest quality, energy-efficient windows and special pricing on custom decks. We also offer beautiful siding, doors, and now roofing, all with no pressure, no gimmicks. Visit abcwind.com for your free in-home estimate. America's Best Choice. Quality you can trust, prices you can afford.
Is your financial advisor offering you up to a 30% upfront bonus? Or are they promising you up to 10% growth per year, all for your retirement income? If not, then you need to come to Trajan Wealth. I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. If you have a plan to retire within the next 10 years, don't wait only to find out it's too late. I've seen hardworking folks like you retire only to be required to go back to work, all because their advisor told them guarantees like these were too good to be true. They're not. That's up to $30,000 upfront or up to $10,000 per year on $100,000, all guaranteed for retirement income. Don't keep working when you're supposed to be retired, and don't let any financial advisor tell you it's too good to be true. Call Trajan today. 404-208-3300. That's 404-208-3300.
Annuities, not advisory products. DBA Trajan Wealth Insurance Solutions. Additional disclosures at trajanwealth.com.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Ever wonder why the big wireless companies want you on an unlimited plan? It's because they need you to help cover the cost of the 20-somethings who are using a lot of data every month. Fact is, according to the latest research studies, most people 50 and up, like me, only use 12 gigs or less each month. Don't get bamboozled by big wireless. At Consumer Cellular, pick what suits your needs. Whether it's 1 gig, 5, 10, or unlimited, the point is, pay for exactly what you need and nothing more. We use the same towers as the big guys, but since we don't own and maintain them, we can pass the savings on to you. Our plans start at just $20 a month, and you'll get the best customer service in the business. I want to invite you to join the millions of people who choose something better than big wireless. Because if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
I'm sorry, you must have mistaken me for somebody else. My name is Anastasia Beaverhausen.
Happy 67th birthday, Megan Mullally. Mullally? Either way, I have a huge crush on her. I've always been a fan. Welcome back to the Mark Arum Show. 11:54 here on the program. Yesterday, we told you about tariffs impacting, of all things, pasta. The cost of your favorite Italian pasta brands, including Barilla and Rumo, could be the latest target of U.S. tariffs.
It could have you saying, Mamma Mia. The Trump administration is considering a new import duty on 13 of Italy's largest pasta exporters. The total taxes could rise 107%. Some Italian pasta companies are warning they could stop exporting the products to the U.S. NYU economics professor Joseph Fauci.
Once you see about 10% of the market disappear, and Italian pasta is about 12% of U.S. sales, the remaining firms have an easy excuse to raise prices.
The White House spokesperson tells CBS News it's part of a proposal and not yet final. Jennifer Kuiper, CBS News.
That's my cheat meal. That's my cheap meal. Just
pasta
and butter and garlic
so
salt.
Fast.
Yeah. Anyway, the good news is, though, Secretary Bessent told Fox News this morning the administration will move in coming days to cut the cost of coffee, bananas, and other fruits. He didn't specify by cutting tariffs, but that's the clear implication. Real quick, yesterday, we tried to get Vinny hooked up, sliding folks into his DMs. New dating app for dog lovers, Deborah. This is awesome.
Yeah, if you're trying to find the love of your life, you can do it based on your love for dogs. There's a new app called Frawley. So you create a profile for yourself and for your dog, too. It asks things like what kind of temperament your dog has. Is the dog comfortable around other kids, other animals? Is it allowed to go on the furniture? Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like how you treat your dog so that who you're hooking up with kind of has that same views on dogs. Yeah.
I dated this girl briefly in college. She was great. Went back to her house in New Paltz, New York, and she had like 9 cats.
Oh,
and
that's a lot.
I'm allergic, and I sat down on the chair, and I lasted 4 minutes. I'm like, this isn't going to work out.
9's a lot.
There's a lot of cats.
Yeah.
There's a lot of cat here. All right, so fine. That's I mean, I'm not ever going to use a dating app, but a dog lover dating app?
Yeah, if they had one for bunnies.
Yeah, thank goodness. Maya loves dogs as much as I do.
Longoria's Fact of the Day.
All right, today is National French Dip Day, and it's an American invention, not a French. It's named after the French roll it's served on. There's a legendary rivalry between two Los Angeles restaurants, Cole's Pacific Electric Buffet and Philippe's, the original, which both claim to have created it in 1908.
I knew of that rivalry. Who came up with the French? I'm not a huge French dip guy. I don't want the bread to get too soggy.
Oh, okay.
I mean, if you give me one, I'll eat it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I actually knew about that. And there's a couple of food rivalries too. Like who came up with the first, I don't know, clam chowder or something, or po' boy. I don't know. Maybe we'll do
from the Foods That Built America. Probably?
Yeah. Like who came up with it? That is such a good show. All right, so we're not getting French dip today for.
Not on Colby's menu.
Colby wants a ham sandwich with crushed black pepper and shredded cheddar cheese. Who puts shredded cheese on a sandwich? Colby Cannoli does. I've got to give a star of the show. Former Governor Sonny Perdue was live in studio. As promised, I posted a picture of his honor and myself on my Instagram account. Give us a follow over there at Mark Arum, MarkArum. And I'm going to give Ashley Frasca a star of the show. Brief associate producer of the Mark Arum Show. She was able to book former Governor Perdue. So that's it. Just two. Everyone else is great today, but just 2 stars of the show. Ashley and Sonny. He said, just call me Sonny. Tomorrow on the show, Dr. Sanjay Gupta is going to join us. I mentioned the social medias. They'll be active throughout the day if you want to chat at Mark Arum, MarkArum. Stay safe. Have a great